Thank you, Half Peeps, for the follow and the host. Hello and welcome to the stream. Tonight is a very special stream. We have Cragite's Chill Cast. This week we have... oh, that was the not up-to-date information. Allow me to put it on screen. My mistake. It was originally going to be Little Beanham, which is why it said that, but in fact we have Messb, Half Peeps and FushiEntertainment. So, in this series, we're going to be talking with these creators, different entertainers, creators every single week, and they're essentially going to take us through everything about them and what they do, as well as anything else we end up talking about. First of all, thank you for the follow, Half Peeps. I saw that while it was getting ready, and thank you for the host. I cannot see what that latest ping was. Now, let's bring on our first guest, and while we do that, I'll check what that ping was. Calling Mess.
Hello, hello.
Hey, welcome. let me just change the scene. There we go. So, how you doing, first of all?
I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you?
Good, good. Saw you were a little tired according to Twitter earlier. Are you good now?
Yeah, I've been, yeah, had my nap and I'm all ready to go.
Good. So, Mess, first things first, people are going to be a little confused. Like, explain to them, because I already know, but why are you Messb? What is Messb?
Well, okay, so it doesn't really mean anything, to be honest. It's more of just a, um, Mess itself, without the B, just Mess,
Yeah.
was the gamer tag that I used to use when I used to play Super Smash Bros. For the 3DS and Wii U back in those days. Now it's Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which I don't play much anymore, but I used to play Smash 4 semi-competitively in my local scene. Um, and I obviously needed a tag for it because I didn't really want to use my real name. So I just decided to go with Mess, which I thought of mostly from a playthrough of Earthbound, the RPG.
Oh,
And
yeah, I'm familiar with it.
yeah, so
Yeah.
the protagonist of Earthbound is called Ness with an
Yeah.
N, and I originally was going to call the protagonist in my game Mess with a combination of like the first initial of my first name, which is an M, and Ness. But then it turns out when you actually start playing Earthbound that you, the player, also need to name yourself. So yeah, so I kind of got that one mixed up. Sorry, I was gonna name my protagonist after me, and then I found out that you actually have to name the player yourself in the game, which is really, really cool and kind of crazy. But yeah, I had to think of something. So I also had to think of something for playing Smash. But they kind of overlapped. It was all in the same kind of like time period, and it
Yeah.
just kind of stuck. And the B doesn't mean anything. I'm sorry.
From what I recall, the B is because you have Super Smash Bros. SSB.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of like it's got I attacked on the B to kind of have an SSB in there since I did originally make my Twitch account to stream Smash, um, which is kind of ironic since I don't do it anymore. But
Yeah. So I take it you're familiar with the big controversy about Super Smash Bros. Being taken off these online tournaments in the last few weeks?
oh yeah. That
Yeah.
is it really is sad. Like even if I don't play the game much these days, I still follow basically all the big figureheads in the community to this day, and I'm just kind of been like following a lot of the stuff that happens in the community. It's just so sad, honestly. Like the events that the Smash community has been running for the last year or so, with everyone being quarantined, obviously that took a big hit on the community with it being offline. Stuff that happens
Oops.
initially,
Sorry,
and
I have
that
a
honestly,
echo.
like the
Let me just fix that. I've just noticed a bug on the stream. Hold tight, everybody. We're going to restart the stream just so people have resolution options. Otherwise, everyone is forced to watch at 1080p, which is not very good for most people. So hold tight, everybody.
let me know when you start.
And we're back. Okay, so the problem with not being a partner on Twitch is you don't get resolution options by default. You're forced to do native resolution, and then by random chance you may get lower resolutions too. And if I only make it 1080p, that means very few people are actually able to watch without it having stuttering and lag issues. So, sorry, would you please resume what you were saying?
Yes, so we were talking about the current state of Smash tournaments and
Yes.
the way they were looking now with everyone staying at home now and offline tournaments not really being an option.
Yeah.
So the reason why all this stuff on Twitter and all this other social media about Smash has been coming up lately is because a lot of the community members have been running online tournaments for Smash instead to overcompensate the fact that we can't have offline tournaments right now. And they were still, like very, very much like legitimate events. And I mean, online events have always been a thing in Smash, but offline obviously has been always more popular due to just the lack of lag, and the online services with Nintendo aren't actually that great. They've been improving over the years, but they've not been the best, especially in like the prior games like Smash 4 or Brawl.
So when Smash Bros. Super Smash Bros. Melee came out, did that have online capability, or was that
No,
not?
it did not have any at all. It came out with Brawl, I believe, but
So you had to get everyone in the same room for Melee, which is the most popular one, yeah?
And you still do to this day, but
Yeah.
it is still technically possible to play Melee online through something called NetPlay, but it isn't an officially licensed Nintendo product. And I think that's actually where the problem arises. You see, obviously, where you can play on Ultimate online without any issues, you can't do the same with Melee, but Melee tournaments are still running through the use of NetPlay, which isn't supported officially by Nintendo, since it is basically like an emulator that you're playing on your computer. And I think that's most likely the reason why the tournament that was being organized by Melee organizers online was shut down. And it is truly heartbreaking. Although I actually haven't really been keeping up with exactly what happened. It's just that before...
Okay, so I can fill you in on that because I was watching a few videos about that today.
Oh, please go ahead.
Yeah, so Nintendo's put the foot down, essentially saying like you can't be doing this because it's distribution of illegal copies, but a lot of people just copy the ROM from their actual purchase CD, so there's no reason to stop it. There have been lawsuits like this in the past where they stop people backing up their games because they say digital copies are illegal, but actually they purchased it, so it's just a backup. So what Nintendo could legally do is just take down any illegal copy distribution sites, which is fine. But if they're going after individuals for owning a copy, that's not fine. After all, if you have a copy, a physical copy, and you back it up and then the copy breaks, the real physical copy breaks, you have your backup, you throw your physical one away, you still technically bought the game, you just don't have the physical copy anymore, so how does Nintendo prove that that didn't happen? But besides all that, it just seems that Nintendo's once again been a little bit greedy, a little bit stomping on people's fun, but yeah. So moving on from the topic anyway, because this is about you as a creator. So what is it you do in your creations now? I know that you do AMQ and you were doing some Payday 2, but do you want to go over, first of all, how you started and what you've moved through, what kind of different games and genres and stuff?
Yes, as a Twitch streamer, I've technically owned this account since about, I think, 2015, 2016, or at least I've been on Twitch, but it's not like I streamed to an audience of any kind. I don't think I even had like one viewer when I first started out.
Yeah, that's always the way.
Several years, yeah, absolutely. I started, I think the first notable stream that I remember with me actually having a mic on, because I think I even played with my mic off for an extended period of time. Like the first stream where I actually had a mic and you could tell that it's me. That one was that happened in I believe 2017, 2018. I want to say like mid 2018, but I don't even remember now. Oh yeah. But it was. I remember it was it wasn't Payday. Sorry, it was a PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds stream of me.
I tried playing that. I tried streaming it, but it just kept not streaming very well, and I didn't realise, because when I started,
very optimized,
I only had one screen at the time, so I couldn't see the issues as they were happening, so I did like a stream or two. In fact, I think the first stream I did was fine, I had it at low res, then I turned it upper res, I didn't check it straight away, so I did a couple of bad streams and didn't know, and back then when you've got like 0 to 1 viewers, it's like, okay, it doesn't really give you feedback on anything going wrong until after the fact.
There to tell you that they're not seeing the same thing that you're seeing.
Yeah,
exactly.
So it turned out it was just a slideshow, and it was really bad. I mean, the audio was fine, but the visual was a slideshow. It was so bad.
Oh dear! And in a FPS game, that's pretty hard to watch, especially.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry, I've tried
um,
changing my avatar because I had it based on recognizing my expressions, but it was always a bit of a mess. It kept flickering to the wrong expression. So right now I'm trying to just with my keyboard press the right expressions, and it's still doing the explodey mouth for some reason. Sometimes, really bad. I need to work on this. But that's what this is all about. This is the very first of these Chillcast. Everything will be slowly upgraded over time, and there are plans I have for the distant future of a big old 2.0, which may require changing things from the ground up, but we'll get there in due time. I assume you're looking at the stream, Mess. What do you think of the set?
no, I like it. I really like it. I see what you were going for now. I'm glad that I was able to, even if it's only like a crude little drawing in paint. I hope that it's okay and it works. To have me here, like on this little table. No, I really
It
like
all works.
Exactly.
And thank you. Of course, I should have explicitly said earlier. We were going to have Lil Beanham on, but unfortunately, due to circumstances beyond her control, she was unable to attend today, so Mess has taken her place. So Mess is our very first guest. By chance, it was quite unexpected, really.
I hope that's okay with everyone watching.
Yeah, it should be fine. But thank you very much, because as soon as she said she probably couldn't show, I was stressing out, like, oh no, it hasn't even started yet, and it's a disaster, it's fallen apart. But you have saved the start of the show, so thank you for that.
Of course, anytime. I'm always happy to be on stream. But yeah, no. What were you saying?
We were talking about the games that you did. So,
yes.
PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds.
PUBG, weren't we? Yes.
Yeah.
So after PUBG, I think it got like upwards of like maybe 5 viewers on a good day for me. But it was. Don't get me wrong, it was absolutely enjoyable. But I suppose that, like, I kind of felt a bit down about kind of like, do I really want to stream this? I don't really know if like streaming is kind of fun, but there's like no one here, and I don't really know why I'm doing this. So I kind of like went back to the drawing board, and I figured, the reason why I think I just kind of wanted to try streaming out, since it was a thing that a lot of people were doing around the time, and that's why I made a Twitch account and all that stuff. But like that's mostly for interacting on other people's streams. But when it comes to streaming myself, I had to figure out, like, why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself on the internet? Because as you can probably tell from the fact that my avatar is a crudely drawn Game & Watch, I'm not really one to put up myself out there. And I kind of, I guess, wanted to change that in a way. I am a kind of, I don't know if I'm really that shy, but I am a little bit shy.
Yeah.
And I wanted to step out of my shell a little bit so I can at least function like something that resembles a human being, function a human being, and also to practice my Polish, because that is actually my first language. But I lived in England for over a decade now, a decade and a half, and I feel like it's slowly kind of eroding away little by little, because I'm just like constantly using English in my everyday life. So I wanted to also maybe try being a bilingual streamer and seeing if maybe bridging the gap between like maybe trying to find some Polish friends through streaming, or trying to teach anyone who's Polish on how to speak English, or something like that, like just kind of trying to see if what being a bilingual streamer is like. Because to be honest, out of all the different streaming categories, that's one that I didn't really see much of back in 2017, 2018. I knew they existed, and I'm sure big ones did exist even back then, but they weren't exactly super popular, and I didn't really want to be popular either. I think when I get a big substantial viewers that is higher than what I'm normally used to, I get very nervous. So it's not like I was doing it to be like in the spotlight. I just wanted to kind of try new things and see what works for me.
Oh, that's cool. Did you manage to make many of the Polish friends that you set out to make?
That is the thing. I absolutely did. And I
Hey,
think it all started with when I shifted from just PUBG to playing Payday 2, which I just kind of did it on the recommendation of a few friends. And that is when I met so many lovely people, and a few of them as well were also Polish.
yeah,
Um, and yeah, I just keep on like whatever. I am kind of a variety streamer, and I think I've always been to a certain extent, more than anything, a variety streamer where I'll have one game that I'm into at a given time, and then a few others that I'm playing on the side sometimes. But even if they change, the fact remains the same that nearly every game that I shift to, I always find some Polish friends. And that makes me so happy because I actually don't have that many Polish friends in real life living in England. So it just makes me so happy.
that's really cool. Um, it makes sense what you're saying with the variety stuff. If you have something to go back to, it's what your viewers are familiar with you playing all the time. But then you get to try out games here and there as well. So you're going for the right approach for sure. But what you said about not many Polish friends in England, I'm surprised about that because where I am, there's actually quite a few different groups of them. There's actually a Polish shop across the road, and then there are some Polish workers a road away, and I see them all like mingling at the pubs pre-lockdown, playing football at the back. So for me, I see a lot of Polish people, but you don't. It's quite a juxtaposition.
I
So
know. I feel like that. A lot of people say that to me as well. It's just like,
hmm,
how do you not have any Polish friends when I know so many Polish friends? I'm just like, introduce me
yeah.
then. No, I'm joking. But I mean, I've had like I think for me, I don't actually have many colleagues at work who are Polish for starters, and I don't really have that many friends from work anyway, like my proper job, so it's not like I can really it's not they're not like friends that I kind of meet outside of work, if that makes sense. Lovely people, just not like people that I play games with on a Saturday night. Because I don't really, that's the thing as well, like, I don't really drink much. Even pre COVID, I didn't really go out to pubs that much.
Yeah.
And I don't play sports either, so it's not I don't even care about football, and like Polish people love football, like I think every country in Europe loves football, but
Yeah.
I just kind of don't really have that common ground, so it's kind of hard for me to make friends, at least Polish friends. And I don't live in a city either. I live in a much more rural area, so it's really hard to
Are we
make friends.
talking like fields or a little village?
Fields.
Fields. Oh,
Oh, we're,
okay.
we're, we're talking the other day. My mum was driving to pick me up from somewhere, and there was a pony astray in the middle of the road. Fields. Those kind of fields. And
Nice.
yeah, it's kind of difficult to kind of like branch out like that, especially to find people just any nationality that are into the same things that I am. And I kind of like this year in 2020, I've been not really gaming as much. I've actually been just watching mostly anime.
Oh,
uh,
yeah, fair
whenever,
enough.
and that's where AMQ comes in, that Cragite mentioned a little while ago. That's the game that I've been playing more than anything these days, and it's a game called Anime Music Quiz, and it kind of tests your song knowledge from your favorite anime that you've watched or not watched, but still know the songs too. And it's been a fun time, and again, I've met lovely Polish people there too, as well as people from all over the world.
Good. I'm really glad to hear that. I know
I
that
am
I've seen a few Polish people in there, and I was surprised by the number I actually saw in there. So in total, like roundabout ballpark number, how many Polish friends do you think you've managed to make in your streaming for what is it, 3 years now?
I think so, yeah. I think it's gosh, it's not like I can count them, but I mean, going by like um I think like it's more of a some of the longest watching like viewers of mine are Polish. The most loyal ones have been around for the longest, and they stop by at every stream, and they're always asking me to speak more Polish, because I find that once I go on a tangent, I kind of stay on that tangent and I stay in that one language, and then
Yeah.
like someone talks to me in the other language, whichever one I'm not using at the given time in chat, and then I have to kind of switch gears a little bit, and it takes me a hot minute. And kind of switching between the two languages is kind of difficult, especially on the spot. And I like to think that that might be the main reason why Twitch chat has been the one thing I've struggled the most with my streaming to this day. And I've been at my trying my very hardest to improve with, but it's still something I struggle with
What
because
do you
I have
mean,
to
sorry,
go
with
into
Twitch chat? Do you mean trying to keep up with reading it?
yeah. Like I found that like at some point between me playing at some point when I started playing Payday on stream and actually getting views, because it's such a niche but tight knit community, that when someone new comes up on Twitch, on the Twitch category for it, people just flock there. And I've just like suddenly gotten all these viewers and had to uh, go from reading no new chat messages for like a good 5-10 minutes to
Yeah.
suddenly responding to 3-5 people at once. That's a huge jump in numbers, even if
It
it
can
doesn't seem
be.
like a lot.
It can be quite a lot, even if it's only a few compared to like your last stream, because you suddenly switch gears into having to deal with all these people. Like right now, people are chatting in chat, and I'm able to type for once because I'm not actually playing a game. I can just like say hello to people as they're arriving. So I get what you mean about having to pace yourself at different speeds. Sometimes, like for example, what's your biggest raid so far? Like, have you had like 50 people dumped on you, and how did you manage to handle that? And before you answer the question, I've been dying to just crack open this cold one, so there we go. Okay, so how did you, like, I assume you've had some pretty big raids, because you know some of the guys who have big viewership, like Rob Thanatos, of course, he has quite a lot often. So you have had big raids, right?
I've had like definitely like raids bigger than my channel has ever been able to accumulate viewers in themselves. Like I normally get like for comparison, I average it around anywhere between 11 to 15, sometimes on a really busy day like 20 viewers per stream. But I've had raids from Rob who will bring like around 35-40 people to my channel, which is pretty big.
Yeah.
The biggest, however, I think, and the one that definitely surprised me the most, was when I was streaming a really quiet little it was a very quiet stream where there weren't that many people, and suddenly one of my here it is again, one of my Polish friends from Twitch, who has a very big following, and all of his followers pretty much are Polish, comes in with like 70 viewers. That was the biggest raid by far that I've ever had, and I was freaking out. Whether I dealt with it well, I don't think so. I think I freaked out a little too much, and he had to tell me in chat, "It's okay, Mess, calm down." And he was like, you know, with a little cheeky XD, because in Polish XDs are not cringe; they are absolutely part of the.
Oh man, don't get me started on XD.
XD
XD is a perfectly acceptable way of expressing a very big happy face like this in text format. Because otherwise you got colon D, which doesn't express the closed eyes, and people turning it into a cringe thing is a problem. Like the same thing with certain clothing, like people wearing a fedora is suddenly this really cringe Redditor thing. And that's a shame, because it means that if you got a really nice suit and you're going out, so you're going to see people, it's like, oh, okay, I would like some headwear. I can't wear that now. May as well just burn it.
Aww. I think it just like depends on how, like, I try not to care about I think a lot of the things that I enjoy can be classed as cringe very, very easily, and the way I present myself, both like in real life and just like on the internet as well. Like I love cute things. I love like childish things. Like I love, you know, like kids anime and Tamagotchis and just like anything that's cute and adorable. And it is such a big part of my personality that if someone calls me cringe for it, I just kind of don't care, because at the same time, I feel like I'm too old to care. I'm just like, you know, I don't care what some person who's super self-conscious about being cringe cares if I'm cringe. Like, you know what I mean? But yes.
Yeah. That's a good
Um,
way to go about it. I mean, if people are always going to criticize the things you like, then how are you ever going to like the things you get? How are you ever going to get to like the things you like? Yeah, I mean, this avatar that you've put together for today, I was really impressed by it. Like, you said you were going to make it in paint. I was like, oh no. I thought, oh no, what's it going to be? But no, it came out really nice. And you've been, since I followed you on Twitter a while back, because I didn't realize you've been following me for a while, and I was like, oh crap, I haven't followed you back. And after, since then, it's just been like loads of cutesy things and One Piece and all this stuff.
One Piece, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really nice to see on my timeline. It's so I get what you're into on Twitter and stuff. It's really quite cute and fun.
Yes. We've got some people here probably confused that I am not the original guest that was planned. So I guess should I just reintroduce myself again
You
real
can
quick?
very briefly, yeah, just briefly, yeah, because they
Okay.
should have been
So
here on time, moderator.
oh, oh bless them. Maybe they didn't have the time to arrive right on time.
Yeah.
But yes, I am Messb. I'm a Twitch streamer, and I am yes, I play the games on Twitch. Variety streamer. I am Polish living in England, so I also stream in 2 languages. And yeah, you might know me from playing Payday with Cragite occasionally.
Yeah,
Nowadays I play MQ, and sometimes other games. I always kind of switch between whatever it is that I'm into at a given time.
just gonna scramble
So
my face. There we go. I think it's reset. So we were talking about your evolution of streaming. So you played some PUBG, and from there you went on to AMQ. Is that right? Or
yeah,
was there
that's
anything between?
Payday definitely. Payday is what made my channel grow
Hmm.
exponentially. Also, I've always kind of been playing Overwatch as well during this like entire
Oh right.
time, but with lots of breaks in between. I feel like I can't. I get burnt out of Overwatch quite easily, so I kind of
Yeah.
skip a lot of seasons and ranked and all that. And I'm not even that good of a player either. I ever played like more casually than anything.
I'm in kind of the
Um,
same boat. I used to play it like before streaming days. I used to play Overwatch, and surprisingly, it worked just fine on my old PC. But when I tried to stream, it was no good, so I just didn't. And now I've got this newer rig, and if any of you guys watching aren't aware, Mess and I were trying to play Overwatch last week or the week before. My PC just kept having too many issues. The game kept crashing every time we finished, so it's not something I can try out anymore, but maybe next year after getting some new tech.
It is really unfortunate. It's also very strange, like
Yeah.
issue that I've not really seen anyone have, and it's especially weird considering that you have a new rig and you're having so many problems with running it. It is quite strange.
I don't get it. I'm gonna look into getting some new tech once the not Christmas, the New Year's sale hits. Like a better CPU, but that also means getting a new motherboard, and I need more storage because I got like 8 terabytes of streams saved. So in due time. So yeah, you've done PUBG, AMQ, Payday 2, Overwatch. What else have you delved into, and what would you like to delve into that you just not got around to?
I do have quite a lot of games in my backlog, and I have actually played a few single player games on stream, but I, for some reason, tend to play them off stream more than anything.
Hmm.
I remember that I was so excited to play Limbo when I got into it. I basically like completed it in just a couple of sittings, and I didn't even manage to squeeze it into a stream. So I think it is like a game I really enjoy, and I've but yeah, most like single player games that I like you know platformers like Metroidvanias, but I haven't actually played that many. I delve into like a bit of everything, honestly, more than anything. I just
Yeah.
honestly, there is like no genre of game that I don't think I dislike. Anything from FPS to like fighting games. If there's one thing I really want to get into maybe in the future is honestly, yeah, just like I have a list of games on Steam that I put into the category of games that I might want to play in the future on stream. and they mostly include Yakuza, which I was gifted by them.
Oh, yes,
And
yes. Yakuza's great. I've been trying to get through it. My problem is there are so many side quest things. It takes so long. I'm on like, I think I did 20 streams of it so far, and I'm still only like halfway through.
oh my goodness!
But if
I
you
know it's a
skip all the
game that
side
has
stuff,
a
it's not that
lot.
long.
It looks so fun, and I feel like I would really enjoy it.
You definitely
Oh,
would, yeah.
Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a game that I was really into
Ah,
when I started it, and I've mostly when I play games, especially on Steam, I tend to be kind of on the achievement hunting side, as you
yeah,
probably know
yeah.
from all of my payday streams and me trying to get Caution Wet Floors, the achievement that you get on what
Oh,
is it?
yeah.
Which
Not,
map
is it
was it?
Greenbridge? No, Greenbridge
Green.
is the other one. Is it? Is it
I think it.
Greenbridge?
I think it's Greenbridge, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think it
remember
is.
what the heist itself is called. I've not actually played much Payday because I need to reinstall my mods. I had a problem with installing it after all the updates were hitting,
The
and then
latest
I had
updates haven't broken mods, so you should be fine with whatever you were on before. As in, if they were updated to like 2 months ago, then they should be good now.
oh, I see.
Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, so I still haven't gotten that achievement. It has become a bit
Ah,
of a meme because for some reason I just get so nervous whenever I'm trying to get it, and I always mess something up, and I touch the floor, which obviously is the thing you're not supposed to do
yeah.
in order to get it. Other than that, I have mostly gotten all of the older achievements before all the updates were hitting and adding. The game had new ones added.
I wouldn't be. I wouldn't mind going for that achievement for you because I actually really enjoyed trying to do that. As much of a pain as it is, it's also pretty fun because it's the floor is lava type thing, which is just a kind of fun way to play.
It is, absolutely. I really like the achievements in Payday in particular for doing that because they twist the way that the game is played
Hmm.
and turn a heist that you've done 1,000 times before into something new. And I don't know, I just really like the novelty of it, and I think that's why I really like playing with new players as well.
Yeah.
And I find that a lot of Payday streamers, like all the big guys, like Rob Planetar, Spence the Other, they tend to play with newer players because they enjoy the novelty of playing with enjoying someone's first experience of Payday through their eyes.
Hmm.
And it's just really nice to be able to play with new viewers, to play with people that know the game very well. I love how the same heists are never boring because you play it with different people each time.
Yeah, when you bring people in who haven't seen it or anything before, sometimes they come across things you never thought of, or they question the way the level is, and you realise, oh yeah, that is like kind of dumb, or that's kind of clever. Um, the I used to play it with a lot of new players too, but now that they brought out the Infamy 3.0, it would just slow me down too much if I did that. Unfortunately, I have tried, and it gets a bit tiresome when you're trying to grind and there are 500 infamies to go. But I do miss those days of having people on just for the fun of it. I should do that again.
Is that how many? Is that the state of Payday right now? There's 500 infamies
Yep,
for us to get.
yep. There's
Does that mean there's
500.
500 achievements? For
No, but there are a couple of tiers. I think there's a 50, a 75, and 100. Because no one's going to get to 100 anytime soon, I don't think they've bothered to do the ones after that.
I see.
But it's still pretty fun though, because you're trying to find ways of being really efficient doing these heists. And after the game was a little bit dead for a while, it's nice to pump some life back into it.
Oh, absolutely.
We
And
need. Sorry, go on.
No, sorry, you go ahead.
I was going to say we need to go back and do the Alesso holdout because we need those achievements, don't we?
Oh yes,
Yeah.
because I didn't have the mod to shut down the sound for that.
Yeah.
I couldn't really play that one.
I can help you get that sorted.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only mod I've got installed at the moment. But there's a couple of other achievements. As I said, there's those infamy ones. There is also there are new ones for the new heist, but there's one that just came out for the Mega Sangres mask, where you go around the what's it called, the Mexico heist, and you find presents just for this winter event, because the Payday Christmas event has started yesterday. For those of you watching that didn't know, you can get bonus XP. Yeah, you can get bonus XP on all the winter levels, and the way that you know it's the right one is where you see that little ghost icon to say it's a stealth heist. It has a tree icon to say it's got Christmas XP bonus.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, well, it's only started yesterday, so... what was I going to say? Oh yeah, you were talking about how we play the game in different ways for achievements and such. There's one... There are 2 trophies I think I need to get. One of them is the kill loads of cops one, but then the other one is beating something with just a bow and arrow, I think.
Probably like a bulldozer?
No, like, beat the whole heist, like, counterfeit, or whatever the one is where you intercept a deal out on the street.
Wouldn't that be Heat Street?
As in the deal is happening out there, but you're inside and you're in like an apartment building.
Oh, isn't that? Oh, yes, that is counterfeit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that no, counterfeit's the pool, isn't it?
Yes, no, that was. Yeah. Well, I forgot the name of that one.
Oh, I can't remember. But you have to beat the whole heist with just bow and arrow. So I've never got that because the team, like, you might have 1 or 2 players that can handle it, but as a whole team, it's just too much usually.
Yeah, you have, but that one's one of those achievements you have to play with someone who's relatively experienced, I believe.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it can be kind of hard to get a team together for something like that.
So, what have you managed to get done now that you're stuck indoors a lot? I know that you've got through a lot of series. Have you delved into any projects of any sort? Have you been how have you been making the most of your time, is what I'm asking.
I think for me mostly, it honestly is just a matter of me just watching so much anime. That is all. When I think back to how I've spent this year, that is literally the only thing that comes to mind. That, and if I'm not playing anime, I believe that I would just be playing anime music quiz, and kind of just listening to the songs on loop, because they do honestly make me happy. Like, anime itself and animation is like one of the 2 things that I've always been passionate about aside from video games. Those were like the 2 things that I was always really intently just obsessed with from a very young age, and even as a teenager I've just tried and like considered pursuing animation as actually like a career of some kind, or if not, just like I did like little animation projects on the side by literally drawing it on paper and then scanning it into my computer and then editing it into GIFs and things, which is a lot of work.
You put some of that stuff on Twitter, haven't you?
No, this was
I must have
way
been thinking of someone else.
I ever had like a social media account, and a lot of them I've not really posted, or a lot of these projects kind of remained unfinished. I think I have a thing about starting projects and never really finishing them to the end, unfortunately.
Yeah, that does happen too much.
I get distracted by everything so easily. But yeah, I've been trying to get into drawing actually, now that I think about it as well. Just the fact that like a lot of the anime that I've been watching this year and just enjoying it and all the different visuals, like even if I watch I love anime so much that I can watch a really bad series and still enjoy it because I find something in that series to enjoy, whether it's the animation or the character designs or just the way things are drawn or presented. And I love that. I love being able to like dissect an anime series a little bit and just kind of try and search for something enjoyable, no matter how bad it is. And when it's something really good and you get overwhelmed with like all of these amazing pieces coming together, like from the presentation, the animation, the sound, the music, the plot, the character development, all of that together, it's such a great feeling. And I think that's why I got so into One Piece when I started it, that I just watched all of it, because I didn't read it. I watched all of One Piece. I started it in June, and then like I caught up at the end of November. I watched it all up to the current episodes in 5.5 months.
5.5 months?
Which is like 5.5 months.
Damn, that's pretty impressive.
Not like I have anything else left to do.
Damn.
But yes.
So, two things. We're actually already kind of like running out of time. Like, surprisingly, I thought it would be difficult to talk for an hour, but we've already done 40 minutes.
Oh, did we? Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
because you had to restart it
Yeah, we
at
lost
the
a
very
minute or two
beginning.
to that. So there are two things. There's first of all, do people in the chat have any questions they want presented to Mess? I should have asked sooner, really.
Yes, I
Also,
believe that some people have missed the introduction because we had to restart the stream as well,
it's all right.
unfortunately. I do
It'll get
apologize.
edited all together anyway.
Oh, bless.
First of all, thank you for the follow, Coolbear985. I didn't realise my alerts aren't showing on screen, so apologies for that. Everybody who said hello, if I haven't already said hello to you in chat, I believe I have, but hello, including you, Bence. Welcome back.
Oh, Benson's here as well.
Yeah, Bence just arrived. Do people in the chat have questions for Mess? I was expecting some of your viewers to show and give some questions, to be honest, but I don't. Because of the last minute schedule change, I think a lot of them just don't realise. Let me check your
Yes,
Discord and have a look.
I've left a link on my Discord, but I did actually forget to post it until like a little bit late as well. So
That's
they missed
right.
the introduction, which I guess they don't need because they
Yeah, they know who you are.
I think they know who I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
Right, we actually have no questions in chat, but that's probably due to stream delay. So I guess I'll just continue. First of all, not first of all, mix my words up. Last of all, maybe, what is it you would like to do in future? What are you passionate about that you would like to accomplish? Like, if you could direct how your life is going to be and how the avenues you're taking now would play out, what would be your ideal plan? How would it go?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. I've been kind of figuring out an answer to that for the last
I mean, it doesn't have to be
couple of years.
I mean, it doesn't have to
I
be
can't
a
help but get
definitive answer.
philosophical about it.
Just
True.
what you're thinking now, because it's always subject to change.
Exactly. I think the state of the world always constantly changing, and you never really know what's going to happen next. What sort of big worldwide event is going to hit next? I'm always kind of one of those people that just goes with the flow. If something goes wrong, I just try and problem solve my way out of it and make the best out of it. It's not even trying to be like some cheesy, super positive person, but I think it's just the way I've always approached life, and it's kind of worked for me up to this point. And why change it? You know, if it's not broken, why fix it? So I guess I'm just I would like to definitely stream more than I am right now, because I think this year, even though I've had all the spare time, I've actually not streamed that much, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I understand there are reasons for that.
I would like to change. Yes, this year has been very rough on me for a multitude of reasons, and on top of all of that, my health's been very kind of irregular as well, and I've been kind of not really. I don't want to stream when I'm not feeling my best. I want to actually be. I don't want to be a little like grouchy person, like an old grandpa yelling, like I don't know, being grumpy when I'm streaming. I want to be like a positive kind of like presence for the people that are watching. So I want to do it when I'm feeling my best.
Yeah. Cool.
So I would like to just like work on being able to stream, even if not like more.
Hello?
Regularly, because kind of.
Sorry, we lost connection there.
I've not seen her in like.
Sorry. Yeah, we lost like 10 seconds there. What was that?
Yeah, I just want to be, if not more like, I probably won't have a streaming schedule anytime soon. I've never been that kind of streamer, so I'll just like to at least stream more regularly for the people that, for whatever reason, follow me on Twitch and want to see more of me. I want to be able to provide and clear out games from my backlog, and perhaps do more drawing streams. I do still enjoy drawing and kind of been getting back into it this year. I have a new
see
iPad,
what's happening.
and
Sorry.
with that, I've been drawing on Procreate, which has been insanely fun.
These technical issues, these sound cutouts, I think are my fault because I'm loading pages at the same time, so my apologies everyone watching. You've been using Procreate. How good is that? Because I was going to delve into it, I didn't get around to it though.
It's not as robust as, I believe, like all the other art kind of applications like Clip Studio Paint and such, which are available on PC. But for an iPad, it is incredibly, like, it is really versatile still. It is incredibly cheap because Procreate, I believe, costs about £5. That is such a, or £10 in comparison to something that costs about, I think last time I checked, Clip Studio Paint and similar software, they cost about 150, I believe. So for a completely it is a completely competent like piece of software for your iPad, which a lot of people have nowadays. Like if you already own an iPad, then it is absolutely worth buying. And just even like you don't even need a pen for it because I've been drawing with just my thumb and any like external lines, erasing them, and that's how I clean up my line art at least. And that's been working fine. It is a bit of a hassle, but you know, it's still doable. And I think that's the thing that like art is going to take a long time anyway, especially if you're switching from traditional media to digital, like I have been when I've been drawing on Procreate. It's still really fun. I definitely recommend it if you have the hardware for it. And yeah, I hope to. To sum it up, really, I just want to stream more and I want to draw.
Oh no!
I think, and ideally, if I can do both at the same time and do an art stream more often, that would be killing two birds with one stone right there.
It sure would. While we have people still here, I want you all to go and check her out. Here is a preview of her Twitch. You can go and see she plays MQ, Overwatch, all this sort of stuff. And as she says, she's a bit of a variety streamer too, so I'm sure she'll be playing different things in future too, including Payday 2, which isn't on here right now. There we go, just give them a little preview. I've been working hard on making sure that the sets had some features they could use, like this displaying stuff in the background, so I wanted to squeeze that in. There we go.
No, absolutely. I see that you really have like added a lot to the setup, and like technical difficulty aside, it's always something to improve on, so don't worry about it too much. I'm glad that I could be like the first guest so you can see what needs like improving and what already works. So yeah.
So we have a question from Bence. He says, "Are you the undisputed anime music quiz champion?"
I have never gone into AMQ with the intention of being the champion. I only just play to listen to those tunes I like and to have fun. But
So what you're saying is no one has ever called you not the champion. Good. So you heard it here first. She's the undisputed anime music quiz champion.
Yes. It's more than anything in the AMQ community. You'll find that the best players are called bullies because they bully other people with bully anime and the scary anime. But it is a compliment for whatever reason. It is a very strange world, the anime music quiz community.
I'm sure it is. Let's not go down weeb stereotypes and all that, but yeah, I'm sure it's very strange.
No, don't worry. I don't think it's the members of the community that I associate myself with are absolutely lovely people, and yeah, I definitely recommend. There's like little like tournaments ran by other community members. Kind of like with Smash, you know, you got a few official tournaments, but the best stuff is ran by the community members. The same thing as that too. But yes, what's the solution to the moral trolley?
Yeah, that's my job. What's the solution to the moral trolley moral problem? So there's one person down one line, the train is heading down that route, and there are 3 people down the other line. What do you do? Do you pull it, save the one, doom the others, or vice versa? Oh wait, no. Is it the other way around? Is it heading to 3? Let's say it's heading to 3. Yeah. So it's already heading to 3. You could switch track, it's going to head to 1.
I will Spider-Man that trolley with my sheer willpower.
Right. So I think it's time to wrap up. There is a thing planned for that. So there is one game you failed to mention. Do you remember what it is?
I'm not too sure. Would you care to remind me?
Well, I think if you don't know, then you're probably not the real Mess. You must be the imposter.
Right.
Among Us.
Yes.
So I'm going to escort you over to the airlock now. Here we go. You got to prove that you are the real Mess. Let me just. Where is it? Where's the door control? Oh crap! Don't step out the airlock. Oh, I'm on the wrong controls. That's why. There it is. Like, okay. Now you're sealed in the airlock. Right. So, first question: how do we know that you're the real Mess?
If you see me actually play and practice Smash Brothers, then it's probably not me. Because I've not played the game in donkey's years.
And your solution to the moral trolley problem was a bit suspicious. Would you care to explain how that's feasible? How your solution would actually work in real life where Spider-Man doesn't exist? And how you're not trying to pull the wool over people's eyes with fiction?
What? Then I will be the first Spider-Man, and I will make him exist. I will bring him into existence with my sheer willpower.
I'm sorry, Mess. I just don't believe it. I don't think that's reasonable. I think you're trying to fool us all. Before we send fake Mess out the airlock, is there anything you want to say? Any like shout outs or anything?
I think that I mean, you're more than welcome to follow my Twitch, and you'll see me stream when I feel like it. All of any of the relevant links, if for anyone interested, are just on the channel. But please, if you enjoy anime, read One Piece. or enjoy anime and manga of any kind. It's great, I promise. It's not. Don't be scared by the episode number. Other than that, I hope you all have a lovely holidays and enjoy the rest of 2020. And enjoy the rest of the stream as well with Cragite. It's been really fun with all the new different the whole setup that you've done for the whole
Thanks.
thing. It looks really cool.
Well, it's been lovely having you here. You're welcome to come back on in a future episode. And unfortunately, it's goodbye. Bye, Mess.
Goodbye.
Bye. Okay, she's out the airlock. We're all safe now. So, I can't change scene yet because I need to change things. We'll switch to this. There we go. So, next up, we're just going to take a 2-minute break, and then we will have the very talented source animator, Peeps, who you can find on YouTube. For now, though, while we have this very, very, very short break, be sure to go and check out Mess's channel on Twitch, follow her, so that you know when she's streaming. She doesn't stream all the time, so you're best to be following her to be notified when she does actually stream. Now, back to the subject of this stream. I apologise for the technical issues earlier. I don't even have the alerts showing on the screen, unfortunately. I need to fix that for next time. So, thank you to Glessas1612_B for the follow. a few minutes ago. That did not appear on stream, so thank you for that. Alright, please stand by everybody, and we will get the next guest. I'll just put some music on while we wait. If you need to go get snacks and stuff, go now.
Alright. Yeah, I'm pretty good.
Okay, now we're moving on to our next guest. He is a very prolific source filmmaker, animator, and source animator, and source modder. Please give a welcome to Half Peeps.
Hello. It's a lovely introduction you gave me.
Well, it's less praise than you deserve. I'm sure there are more aspects too. If I'd gone through all your videos. I've only seen like half of your videos over time. Could you, first of all, explain to people what it is you do? Because you cover a few different things, don't you?
Yeah, sure. Well, I basically primarily make Half-Life and Portal cinematic animations. But I also do gaming, run a community server. Um, I'm not that interesting. I just make animations. That's pretty much it.
Your animations, though, are pretty amazing. Some of those, I can't tell because I haven't done much of it myself, but some of those are Source Filmmaker and some of those are Source Engine, right? Is that right?
No, some of them are Source Filmmaker and some of them are Source 2 Filmmaker. So
Okay, okay. I think that's where the confusion is because Source 2 Filmmaker is so new. A lot of people are
yes.
confused. And some of them are calling it like the Half-Life Alyx engine, but it's the Source 2 engine. Yeah. So, for people who've never seen you before, never heard of your stuff, you're very much into Half-Life, which explains half of your name. Would you like to
Yes.
explain the rest of your name? Why did you go with Half Peeps?
Well, it's pretty similar to the previous answer to this question. It is just my username from like a very young child. Used to be Peeps4321. I still have that on Steam. I think that's the only place I haven't transitioned over to Half Peeps. On Minecraft. So I basically just began with the username Peeps. And so when it came time to rename my channel back in 2017, it seemed like the obvious choice. I like Half-Life. My name is Peeps. Half Peeps.
That's fair enough. So you just combined what you already had people having you known as with the thing you're enthusiastic about, and you ended up putting out the thing you wanted to. So you had your Half-Life stuff coming out from the person known as Peeps. As straightforward as that. Yeah. Cool. So how did you end up like even starting this? Because as far as like my experience with animating things, like Gmod is where I've found a lot of people started. So did you go straight into Source Filmmaker? Did you mess with Gmod? Like what were your beginnings of all this?
I started with Minecraft.
Oh.
I began with Minecraft animations back in 2014, late 2014, early 2015. They weren't very good, but that's pretty much where I started with my animations. I'd done stuff before then on YouTube, but I started animations around late 2014. I don't think I moved to Source Filmmaker until late 2015, early 2016. And then after losing a bunch of save files from a project, I didn't touch it then for like a year and a half, and until I rebranded my channel, at which point I decided I'd give it another shot.
Okay, that's fair enough. I mean, people get setbacks. It's nice to see that you did come back and you just kept going at it. So now that you've had the experience with Half-Life Alyx and the Source 2 engine and all that kind of Source 2 filmmaker stuff, do you find it's easier nowadays, or do you find that it's more difficult with the newer tools, or how are things progressing? What do you think of that?
Well, Source 2 has one setback really with Source 2 Filmmaker, and that's the lack of content.
Yeah.
The original SFM has thousands and thousands of assets and models and maps that can be used freely on the workshop, and Alex just doesn't have that that experience yet. It's less than a year old.
Yeah.
The engine has barely been touched by the community. But when it comes to the actual tools themselves, they are way easier to use. Source Filmmaker is a notorious nightmare to work with. It crashes all the time. It works like sometimes. It interferes with other programs. Rendering, it has silly quirks. Like if you turn off your monitor and then turn it back on again, it'll stop rendering.
Bloody hell.
Source Filmmaker is just a nightmare to use, and so there's been a lot of quality of life improvements, as well as, of course, it being a newer engine. You've got newer graphics, better lighting, etc.
And you've got the possibility of RTX, which you've dabbled with a few times in different games. Could you explain, like, you don't have to go into like a tutorial of how to do it, but could you explain a little bit of what did you do to those games to make this RTX experience that you've put into your videos?
Well, I think contrary to popular belief, I did very little of the work for those things. It's actually Someone else has worked on the shader pack, and they have done for quite a few years now. Someone called Pascal Glitcher made the shader pack for Reshade. All I did was got it working with the games that you see in my videos, so I didn't really put the effort in.
Okay.
I'm slacking a bit on that.
Well, I mean,
I deserve no credit. I just kind of publicized some videos of it.
in a way, you've provided what wasn't there, though. I mean, people hadn't seen this before, so you've given them that experience. What was it he originally made it for? Was it just for Half-Life then?
No, it's just you should be able to get it to work with like pretty much any game. It's just a shader that will work on almost anything if you configure it right.
Oh, I've not heard of it at all until now. So what was it called? Let me write this down. Pascal?
Pascal Glitch's RTX shader for Reshade.
Okay. I'll check that out after the stream for sure. Okay, that's really cool. Let's have a little browse of your channel and find a few talking points in there, and then after that we'll get to some of the questions that your community provided, as wild and wacky as they are.
Yes.
I'm just going to bring it up. I'll put it in the background. I wish I had a stream deck where I could just push a button.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah. Alright, so we have here... There we go. We have here Half Peeps channel. 7.5k subs, obviously a lot bigger than me and any of the people I'll be interviewing for the foreseeable future. He makes fantastic videos, you should go check it out. Let me just put the link in chat. So recently you've been making a couple of Cyberpunk videos. I've only seen the one of those recently. But you've been going through the developer commentary on Half-Life Alyx. Do you want to explain to people what it is about this that... what is this and why should they be going in here and watching it? It's a 10-part series. I haven't started it yet because I wanted to sit down and watch it in like a binge session.
Yeah, basically, Valve, for most of their games, I think pretty much every single player game, they've released a developer commentary alongside their game, which is where you can play through the game again, but you'll have different people from the company talking about how they made the game and like their experiences of making the game and how the mechanics work. And there's often like interactable pieces inside of that that you can interact with. Of course, with Alyx being a VR game, not many people, like the number of people who can play it is a lot smaller. So I just went through and like got the entire series down. So people who want to know how the game works and what development was like, but can't play the game, can then go and watch that.
That's very fair. I mean, even I, who have played the game, wouldn't really want to go back and sit through waiting for commentary. How is it paced? Is it paced well to play the game at the same time, or do you kind of have to stand around a bit?
I recommend standing around a bit and like just listening, because otherwise it can overlap with combat and stuff. But
yeah,
like, and there is a lot of commentary.
I, who only borrow a VR set, wouldn't want to get that just to stand around. So this is, to me, a valuable series to go back and watch. So do you mind if I put a little bit of your footage on screen? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. No problem.
Cool. Which of the ray tracing videos do you think is best to showcase?
My personal favourites are the Half-Life 2 one and the Portal 2 one.
I'll do the Portal 2. So this is the kind of stuff possible with RTX in Portal 2. I'll just go through bit by bit. I won't show much. Give people a taste so they can go watch it themselves. Let's find some... It'll obviously be very small on the screen. Trying to find a bit that really offsets it. So here, this, you'd never see lighting like this in the regular game, would you? The way it's so grim. And I believe that is supposed to be sort of the point of this dilapidated facility. Like, this much later, it's supposed to be really grim, but it still looks kind of too bright, in my opinion. I think it should be a lot more well worn. So this looks to me a lot more like it should. There's reflections in the gels nowadays. Now in this, I'm sure I saw a really high detail one. Where would you recommend I go? Because obviously you know the footage a lot better.
I haven't. I have not looked at this since I uploaded it. I couldn't tell you.
Okay. Oh, here we go. This is really clean. So you can see, like, as you'd imagine with RTX, things looking really clean and smooth. Here we have very clean reflections in the ground itself, and that I think is the balance you got to find with RTX. You don't want everything to be super shiny, mirrors everywhere. So I think this is done just right. I'm no RTX expert though, so I will leave people to experience the video for themselves, and all the other ones, of course, with it too. Which of these is RTX Half-Life? Half-Life 2 with ray tracing, there we go. Which you put out after the rest, which I thought was a pretty good way of doing it, because you give people a little taste of all the different ones until you get the main course.
I didn't intentionally intend to do Half-Life 2 because it's been done by other people, but I just got like so many comments telling me to do it. I was like, alright, fine.
That's fair enough. I mean, after you do all the others, you kind of got to do it, haven't you? Where do you think is most noticeable the difference between regular gameplay and RTX in this? Oh, here we go. So we got a wet dock with the reflection of the crane in there. That's a nice shot. It's usually the wet surfaces you get the best impressions, yeah. Because otherwise this is just kind of dull water with a ripply skybox in the background, I think, from what I recall years ago. What's your favourite bit in this video?
Oh, I do like the, I think it's the opening shot.
Opening shot.
The one at the train station.
Right back here, yeah?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, all the booths reflected in the ground there. That's a nice touch, yeah.
That's my favourite one.
Yeah, when you walk from the overshadowed train area to this more open, brightly lit ticket booth area, you can really see the difference in there then. Nice. So, which of these videos would you like to talk about, if any in particular? Like, what are you most proud of this year?
My favourite video of this year would either be the Vault movie or my Vault animation. Or the Vault movie contains the Vault animation, so it's kind of like an encompassing thing. Just because it kind of... I really enjoyed the Vault animation. I think it's cinematically one of my best, and it's like I usually don't go back and rewatch my videos because by the time you finish working them and you've put like tens of hours into them, you're sick of them. You don't ever want to see them again. But I do sometimes go back and watch that one because I do quite enjoy that one.
Ah, there it is. Yeah, the Vault movie. So we'll just bring this up. Again, I'm not going to play through the whole thing, just because you've also put a trailer out beforehand, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So if people want a taste, because I'm streaming at the same time, it keeps lagging out. So if people haven't played Half-Life Alyx in VR, they get to experience a little bit of the game and its story. It's such a good experience, such a good damn game. It's a shame only a few people will ever play it, so it's really nice that you bring some of the best bits to people on screens instead of headsets. This shot in particular, I love that. So I'm going to put this link in chat and people can go check out the Vault movie. The way you bring it out from not just making it a flat experience, but also cinematic too. I love it.
Thanks.
Like even just this, just zooming in on the forks, you make it a focal point. It's I don't know how to describe
Yeah, I tried to because I mean, playing through the vault is such a weird experience.
Yeah.
I've not had an experience in gaming like it. It's such a memorable and different experience from anything compared to the game or anything else in gaming. So I did try and bring across the fact that it's a really weird and surreal place to be.
It sure is. I absolutely fell in love with this part of the game. Alright, I am going to stop showing that because it's freezing everything up. PC is not the strongest. There we go. Okay, so we've had a little look at your channel. Oh, closing that tab then, come back to your video list reminded me. You also did a little bit of Among Us, which I was a little part of.
Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. I still haven't released my video on that properly, but you released a video, and I
did, yes.
I've released the VOD. So if people want to check out Half Peeps and I playing Among Us, you got both our perspectives available. You want to go check those out at our channels. Now, questions from your community, and I've got to check your Discord in a second to see if there are any I haven't seen. So I'm going to put it on screen, which is going to be a mess because I haven't done that properly. Why is drag and drop not working? Two seconds. What is going on? Copy paste just not working. Whoa, okay. Give me 2 seconds. I'll have to do it the manual long way. Add new image, image 4, browse. So unprofessional. Guess, no. Questions, there it is. So, there we go. We have a question from Ghosts, which is, what inspired you to make your YouTube channel, and why did you start making RTX shader videos?
Oh, okay. Well, starting YouTube channel, that was a long time ago. I was probably just bored, most likely. I don't know, 2013 was a while ago. I don't know. I mean, I started out doing Minecraft videos, as I think, pretty much everyone my age did.
A lot of people do, yeah.
Yeah. That and like stuff related to Doctor Who. I remember one of my first things I did was the Minecraft Olympics. Not that we've done two. There was one we did in 2016, and then one we did, but then the original one back in 2013, it was kind of awful. So was the 2016 one actually, but I didn't make that one, so I'm okay with it. But I think I was just bored, fun. I just moved house. I needed something to do.
So you filled your time with it, and you ended up finding a bit of a footing in it. Like, you found that you're capable, or did you have to practice a lot? How did you find these starting steps?
I was an awful YouTuber. Absolutely awful. Which is backed up by the fact that I have been doing YouTube for over 7 years, and for the first 6 of them, I only ever reached 500 subscribers. I was, up until 2017, absolutely awful. And like I think I focused a lot on putting a team together. There was a group of us that we all, something I'm rebuilding now is now I've like got more of a footing. I'm putting together more of a team again, because working in a team, it's much more fun. But we started from the outset, like within a year of me starting, I started putting together a team on the original channel before the redesign, and they were all much better than I was at the time. And their channels grew much bigger. They've all stopped doing YouTube now, but they grew much bigger than I did. I was always sitting at like 100 subscribers. So yeah, I was pretty awful, and I had no direction really. I would one day make gaming videos, the next day make some animations, the day after that some artwork or just a vlog, and I had no idea what I was doing, and it was an absolute mess.
There's a bit of a situation where like the world's your oyster. You could do anything, so you try everything, but then you kind of not got direction of which one to do.
Yeah, exactly. And come like summer of 2017, I had two options. I was either going to quit or I was going to start again and completely rebrand. So I thought, why not just try rebranding? So I went from Astro Channels Network, which was the original channel name, to Half Peeps, and I did away with gaming videos, and I just went straight full on for animation, and it was slow, but it was way faster than it was before. I rebranded at about 150 subscribers.
It's a good time to do, yeah.
And growing from 150 to 500 was way faster than it took me to get the original 150. So, I knew I was doing something right. So I just kept going. I did try gaming videos again. They didn't do great. They're only starting to do well now. Now I've got like an audience that will actually watch.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because like no one just clicks on a gaming video really unless they know the people in the gaming video.
It's very difficult to get people to watch something they have nothing invested in. So now that you've got this audience, they want more from you. So you can kind of just experiment with new things here and there.
But like, I mean, obviously the gaming videos still don't do as well as animation, and I'm not going to stop doing animation anytime soon. But
yeah, people expect you to make animations, don't they?
Yeah, exactly, and I'm not going to stop. I really enjoy doing it. But like it's nice now to have the option of branching out and doing other stuff, and knowing people will still watch.
No, that is always a nice comfort, because oftentimes you think, oh, this thing would be really nice, really cool, and fun to do. No one's going to watch it though, so I won't. And you kind of end up limiting yourself. But now that you can, you're back to the stage where the world's your oyster, but you've actually got something to direct you this time. You've got one thing you can do, and other things. So I see you're in a much better position now, and definitely rebranding helped, for sure. The name is a lot better, in my opinion, and it tells people what you're about immediately.
I think it's also because it's like Half Peeps is me, whereas Astro Channels Network was the channel of about 6 or 7 people. So it's got more of an identity to itself, which is I think helps a lot.
Can you explain like what is that name? Like Astro Channel Network?
I've got no idea. You'd have to ask 13-year-old me.
Okay. I'm going to pull up question 2, which is, what are some film and / or TV influences on your work?
I would say Doctor Who has been a big influence. It's not massive budget, so it's a very doable kind of inspiration, because a lot of it isn't great. I mean, there is some good stuff, but like definitely Doctor Who, Breaking Bad. If you watch Breaking Bad, the cinematography in Breaking Bad, and then you watch my videos, you will probably see some similarities. And anything Zen related, Stranger Things, any Stranger Things scenes in the Upside Down, I took.
I thought that would be one of the answers.
Crafted into my view of Zen stuff.
That's I can see some of those relationships without going back to the footage, like with what we were just discussing in the Vault movie. Surely there's some Stranger Things style influences in there, with it being so esoteric in there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So are there some TVs and shows, films and TV shows that you're watching nowadays that you think, oh, that would be nice to incorporate?
I just thought I'm watching the part A of the 5th season of Lucifer. And there is an awesome slow motion fight at the end with like some slow, like smashing glass that stops mid smash. It's like in the air. And I want to do something like that, but I have no idea when. It's usually I'll have these ideas and then like in some years I'll have like, oh, I could use that there. So yeah, I want to do something like that. Don't know where I'd do it at the moment.
To explain to those of you watching, what he means with the Lucifer scene is time has sort of stopped. So as you're breaking glass, it just kind of gets left behind in place. It's not slow-mo like Matrix, it's actually kind of frozen. And that can lead to other things like someone could fall back into the glass that's in the middle of the air. So it adds a new dynamicism to the environment you've got. Things aren't just one place and then the other, they can be left in situations. Let's go to the third question. Unless there are any other TV shows or films you want to mention?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there are some, but it's often, you take stuff from these things, but you don't actually realise you're doing it.
Yeah, it's much later when you look back, you're like, hang on, that bit in that show, that's like my thing. You realise subconsciously it's had an influence.
Yeah.
So, Rice asks, you don't have to answer this, are you a furry? If you are, what is your sonar? And if you're not, he wants you to make one.
Right. You'd have to speak to Zinc on that one. She's pretty good at that kind of stuff. I don't know.
So, are you a furry? Is the question.
I'm not a furry though. No.
Okay.
I'm sorry for that.
So,
if anyone needs to unsubscribe over that, I'm sorry.
Moving on from are you comes their opinion, which is that you are a fox and you look like a fox according to this screenshot here.
Oh, lovely.
Where they just literally point at your icon.
Sepco, I thought more of you. Really
Yeah.
dropping me in on that one. Giving away my secret identity.
I don't really see how that's a fox, but that's what they say. Alright, I am going to switch over to your Discord now, see if there are any other questions that I missed. It does mean I'm going to switch scene for a second, otherwise we'll lose the camera. So don't freak out, everybody. We're just switching scene.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea what my Discord server's talking about right now.
Last I saw, well, when you posed the situation
we got Yoda. Questions, Yoda's in there right now.
I gotta find it. I'm in like 100 Discords. There it is. I have been. Oh, that's your announcement ping. Questions. Oh, he wants you to talk about more furry stuff. Let's skip that. Cyberpunk. Actually, we'll get to that in a second. Memes. Yoda. Okay. So, no, there are no more questions. Let's go back to there. There we go. So, Cyberpunk. You did a couple videos on that recently. What do you think of Cyberpunk?
I like it a lot. It's it's a hot buggy mess, but there is a good game in there somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Somewhere there is. It's. I've been having a lot of fun. I've got like 20 hours in it so far. It is, the writing is really good. It's basically everything about it is really good. I mean, the gunplay is kind of just fine, the driving's fine, but like the story and the actual immersive world is incredible. It's just really buggy.
Yeah.
But like that's something they can fix with time.
It is. There are a lot of games that come out really buggy and they either fix them or they don't, but they end up being playable by the end. What we've seen from Project Red, that's what they're called, right? Project Red?
CD Projekt Red.
CD Projekt Red, that's it. What we've seen from them is they're passionate about their games. So they don't want it to be this hot, buggy mess. They want it to be a good game. So they're willing to put the effort in. And they actually care about the community so much. They're offering refunds, like regardless of what the storefronts say. So I think it's a safe bet. We'll see improvements soon, and they will continue to strive for a better state than what it's currently in. So, how have you found the game? Like you said, it's a fun buggy mess. Like, what kind of bugs have you found?
Anything from my hands disappearing mid cutscene to cars appearing underneath other cars to just being flung out the world. It probably isn't, but it feels buggier than Fallout 76 at launch.
Yeah, some people are saying it's the buggiest game they've ever played, including like Fallout 76, all the Ubisoft games, and it's a really bad first impression. But I think a lot of people are still have faith that it will be better soon. And it's
Yeah.
different for different people. So my theory is that they developed it in such a way that it works just fine in Office, but then they haven't really tested it enough on different things, which is why I'm surprised it's so bad on consoles because they're kind of standardized.
Yeah, I take a different take actually.
Yeah.
I think they knew that it, is garbage on last gen consoles. They didn't show any of the gameplay of last gen consoles.
That
It
is true.
stinks of them. I was discussing with the game team, like the launch and everything, and we all do agree it could have done with another 6 months of development
Oh, yeah, for
just
sure.
to iron out the bugs. But like I've had nothing game breaking. I've been playing on a Series X, and I've had no like huge problems that meant I haven't been able to continue or anything. It hasn't been unplayable. It's been a solid 60 FPS and everything. So like whilst like there's been bugs, they've been more funny or slightly annoying bugs than making the game unplayable. But I have heard a lot of people on last gen consoles that it's not a fun experience. But of course, I can't speak for them because I haven't used it on there.
Of course, yeah. It's just it's kind of a. I think more than anything, it's a surprise to everybody because this massive hype for it, and then being advertised as working for the old gen consoles, and then it just doesn't. I think it's the surprise more than anything that's thrown everybody. I'm sure in time everybody will start forgiving them. I would hope.
Yeah, I have no doubt. But like, still, I don't think it's something that should be accepted in the game industry.
Oh,
Like,
no.
launching it as they did, they really shouldn't have done. There's I can't give them an excuse. The game doesn't even exist on next gen consoles. It's like designed exactly for last gen, and so it should work on them.
Oh, so it's not got a PS5 and Xbox new whatever it's called version.
Series X. No, that isn't coming till later. It's going to be a free update. But if you're playing it on the PS5 or the Series X as I am, you're just running it in backwards compatibility mode. It's just emulating the Xbox One.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought they were actually separate products.
No.
Ah.
Which is why there's no excuse for it not to work, considering it doesn't exist on any other consoles.
Yeah. So you say it's sort of emulating the older console, which means that it's playing it exactly the way it should, with better technology than it was designed for.
Yes, exactly.
Bloody hell. All right. Any final thoughts on Cyberpunk?
Wait a bit.
Yeah.
If you're going to play it, just wait. It'll get better, I'm sure.
That's my take from it too. So, let's talk a little bit about that big old topic that you're passionate about, Half-Life. So, could you care to explain to some people who've like, what's this Half-Life thing they keep talking about? It's like is it a zombie game because people are half dead or something? Why is Half-Life such a great game? Why do you love it? What is this phenomenon that you enjoy?
Well, Half-Life is a first-person shooter with elements of puzzle game and exploration, and it's said by most people that it has redefined the first-person shooter genre now multiple times. First with Half-Life 1, then Half-Life 2, and now in VR with Half-Life Alyx. I don't really know why I love it. I just think it's great. I think it's just such a great game. I love the atmosphere. I love the way it plays, and I think Valve do a great job. They put so much effort into their games, and there's so much detail and time put into it, and you can tell they really care. Yeah, I don't know why. I can't give you why I like it. I just do.
I mean, if you want to go in more detail, that's fine. We got a lot of time left. We've actually covered a lot of stuff a lot faster than I expected. So Portal obviously is tied into the same universe. How do you... Obviously you do like Half-Life quite a lot. What do you think of Portal in comparison to Half-Life?
I love it almost as much It's my second favorite game. I think Portal is pretty much like perfect as well. Like nothing's perfect. There's improvements I could give to Half-Life, but like it's pretty damn close. They're like, in my opinion, the two best games ever made, along with like Minecraft and Undertale and stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
Although Portal 1, unlike Half-Life, Half-Life and Half-Life 2 are very different. You look at them, they're very different, but like it's the same kind of thing. It's a first-person shooter. And whilst Portal and Portal 2 are both puzzle games, they take very different approaches on how they tell the story.
True.
Which I always find, like, people have asked me, do I prefer Portal 1 or Portal 2? And it's hard to answer because I like the much darker aesthetic of Portal 1. It's got a very dark comedy. It's pretty creepy at times. But Portal 2 has a really funny story. And some great world building. And I love going through and seeing all the different states of aperture. So I think I prefer Portal 1, like just about, but like I love them both.
I think with Portal 1, because it's the first of that series, they had new ground they could set out and a lot of unknowns. So you say it's a bit more creepy. It's partially because no one knew what to expect. You're going through this facility, anything could be behind any door. But in Portal 2,
that's true.
In Portal 2, we kind of already know, which is why they had to delve further back in time, different parts of the aperture. So the creepy aspect, yeah, definitely makes sense for the first one to be more creepy.
The lack of characters in the first one as well.
Yes.
It's just you and GLaDOS, and that's it. There's no. The comedy is very. It's all subtext. Like you have to, like, pay attention, and you'll pick up the funny bits. Whereas it's much more obvious child-friendly jokes in the second game, which isn't bad. I think the second game, there's nothing I would change about it either. But if we got a Portal 3, I would want to see it go back to like a more darker aesthetic that Portal 1 takes.
I think Portal 2 is a slightly safer game, slightly more commercialized, like open to a bigger audience. But now that they have the audience, Portal 3, as you say, they could just do what they want with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that's I think the way the Half-Life 1 and Portal 1, they had a story, but they didn't really keep telling you the story. It was just around. I think that is partially due to not knowing what they wanted to do with it and not having to do anything with it. Whereas the sequels, they kind of already have pre-established ground that they then need to get past. And one of the ways is the story, which it seems there's a lot more of in the second one.
Yeah, and I think it also comes down to like budget. Portal 1 is a tiny game, and it had very limited budget, and it was just the apology of as Valve, we're sorry that Half-Life 2 Episode 2 is a year later than we promised it would be. So have this extra short 3-hour game that we'll just bundle in on the side in the orange box. I don't think they ever expected it to be such a big hit. Which is why Portal 2 feels much more blockbuster, because it did. It had a way bigger budget than Portal 1 did.
Yeah, it was surprising when they released the orange box, the second orange box, because, as you say, it was just kind of bundled in there. It's like, oh, okay, I guess we'll give this a try because we own this. But then people actually have to go out of their way to buy Portal 2 because it's a known IP. Mm-hmm. And I think the same kind of happened with TF2 for a lot of people. The only reason I played TF2 was because it was in the orange box, and it was pretty good. Otherwise, it's not the kind of game where I'd actually seek it out and buy it, to be honest. So yeah, I think that was a really good way of introducing the game to people. It's like what they used to do back in the old days when you would get like a demo game with your main game. I think that they've taken a modern day version of that sort of, yeah.
Or as modern as you can get, considering that the orange box is 13 years old now.
Yeah, like 21st century version then.
Mm-hmm.
So, any further thoughts on like the comparison of the different Half-Life games and Portal games? Anything you want to like get off your chest or talk about?
Well, I love Half-Life 1. I get a lot of comments that I'm too young to enjoy Half-Life 1 because it came out before I was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I am 3 years younger than Half-Life 1.
I don't know when that came out.
It came out in 1998, and I was born in 2001. So
oh, wow.
I am. It is an older brother for me. But I do love it. So comment section, chill. All right, I have played Half-Life 1
Yeah.
a lot. I actually really like Half-Life 1 for completely different reasons than like Half. It's like the same reason I like Portal 1 compared to Portal 2. That it like whilst they are, pretty damn similar, not graphically, but like in concept. Um, I like the the mad science lab, the huge complex and everything. And I think there's such a like in Half. I think the best thing about the Half-Life games is the way that they tell you the story without telling you anything. Like
Hmm.
obviously in Half-Life 2, you have the cut scenes. But like apart from that, any information you pick up and you learn through about the world, you pick up just playing the game, just seeing what's going on. And it's the same for Half-Life 1. There's such I'm always fascinated by Black Mesa. It's such a crazy, mad facility, and it's so big, spanning like a massive desert. And so I love just walking around there. There could be no enemies. I'd happily just walk around Black Mesa all day.
Well, a lot of people end up doing that sort of thing when playing Garry's Mod and Sven Co-op. Could you explain to the audience like your thoughts on those?
What do you mean? My thoughts on?
Like, have you played much Garry's Mod and Sven Co-op?
I've played a lot of Garry's Mod. Not as much now. When I was younger, it was the way to play Half-Life without replaying Half-Life. And especially before I owned Portal 2, there'd be maps that had been ported from Portal 2 to Garry's Mod, and I'd play through those. Sven Co-op I haven't played a huge amount of, but like it's very fun. I've played mainly with Validator. We played it a couple of times. But like there's some great custom maps on Sven Co-op.
Yeah, for sure. You can end up playing like the whole campaign back through with that as well. It's pretty fun to play with friends. I've ended up playing for a few years Garry's Mod like every day. I used to play TTT all the time, which is why I mentioned Garry's Mod. But then some people do the whole like RP servers and end up spending like half their lives in Garry's Mod. Like, have you ever delved into that kind of thing?
I've done a lot of Gmod RP, but not the way you'd probably think.
How's that?
It would be more, we'd take a bunch of ragdolls from different games from the workshop, and we would just smash it together and see what kind of story came out of it. And it usually with horrifyingly and hilarious results. Yeah. But I haven't done like traditional RPs in Garry's Mod. I have done them in Minecraft, which is slightly scary.
So you've talked about having played Minecraft like at the start of your YouTubing and like this bit of RPing too. What kind of stuff did you get up to in Minecraft?
Pretty much anything. Like out of every game that I've ever played, Minecraft definitely has the most hours. Like I've got to have thousands.
Oh really?
Yeah. Like I played Minecraft for like the first 8. Like I've started playing in 2010. And I only really stopped playing like at least once every couple of days in 2018. So that's like a good 8 years of basically playing non-stop Minecraft. But I've done pretty much everything. I've done lots of creative, lots of survival, lots of servers, lots of mini games. Towards the end, I got like really into Redstone. I built like calculators in Redstone.
Yeah, I've done that too.
But recently I haven't played a huge amount of Minecraft. But I am looking to get back into it when they release the new Caves and Cliffs update.
Apologies, audience. They just mentioned the yawn I did. My avatar's expressions don't quite correlate properly, so I have to just like spam this mess of polygons to fix it occasionally. Anyway, sorry. What was the last thing you said just then? Sorry, I've taken us off track.
I'm looking forward to the Minecraft Caves and Cliffs update, and I do intend to get back into that.
Yeah, the Caves and Cliffs. The Caves and Cliffs update. That looks fantastic. It's what people have been wanting for ages. Just like better caves, because you walk around, it's so restrictive. And then you kind of had an improvement a while back where you get those like open round rooms, sort of. But aside from that, it's all very linear. Oh, and the ravines. That was the only major update. Oh, and the friggin' mine shafts. Aside from that, though, aside from that, we haven't had much improvement to caves. So it's very interesting. The huge changes they're making now, like the whole Nether update. I wasn't expecting that at all. That was a substantial and I think good decision to do. Otherwise, what's the point of going to the Nether? You just go there to get to the stronghold, and that's it, really.
Yeah.
Or quick travel around. Yeah. So what are you looking forward to most of all in the caves and cliffs? Is it the caves themselves, or is there something else?
I'm looking forward to just going back to a classic like survival playthrough, because I haven't played since like survival since 1.12, I think.
Oh.
So like the last big thing I remember being added was like all the awful combat systems and everything. But like I haven't played with apparently there's bees in the game now.
Yes.
I haven't
yeah.
played the Nether update. I haven't even played the End update. That's like I think that was just after I stopped playing. So I'm looking forward to going back, and I hope to get that kind of wonder that was when I first played the game and everything was a mystery, and you'd see like an abandoned mine shafts, and you wouldn't know, is there going to be people down here? Is it going to be abandoned? Like you wouldn't know because you hadn't seen them before.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping to get back that kind of eerie mystery that you got being alone in this massive world.
For sure, for sure. I miss that a lot too. Like in games in general, like you go into a game and unfortunately, not only are things spoiled, but people have talked about them already before the game's even out.
Yeah.
Like this whole Minecon announcements of everything that's out, and suddenly we already know about the new creatures in the deep dark, they call it. So it's not going to be a surprising, scary thing when that appears, and you're like, what? I don't have any mods installed. What the hell's this thing?
Yeah. One thing I do disapprove of though in the new updates is the new way that crafting's done. I did take a look at that and I don't approve. I think it was fine for consoles to add like auto crafting, but for PC you just got to learn the recipes. You can't have a clicky thing to just select what you want to craft. And that takes like half of the game away.
You mean the little recipe book icon thing?
Yeah. I did. I very enjoyed being, because you'd play with friends and you'd be the guy who knew all the recipes.
Yeah.
And they'd come to you for but now it's just or like tabbing out and going to the Minecraft wiki and looking up how to make an anvil or something. It was
Yeah. It's become
part of Minecraft that I wish was still there, but isn't. You don't need to do that anymore, so why would you?
Yeah, it's become a lot more accessible to people, which makes it a little less unique and less special because everyone has to understand the game. But also, I don't really like the recipe book because it'll be like, okay, I want to make this thing. I guess I need these resources. So I get the resources, I open the recipe book, and it isn't even there. So it's kind of defeated the point for me. If it was there to show the things you could get without having the items in the first place, then I might be able to plan things ahead. But as it stands, it only tells you about what you've got so far. So it's kind of it's kind of bad for both directions. It doesn't give people the chance to look forward. They can only look at the now.
That is true. I mean, I did play a lot of modded, and of course, when you're playing modded, you can't play just knowing the recipes because there's like hundreds of thousands of different objects. So you'd install too many items.
Yeah.
And it would give you a really nice list. It would give you pages and pages. You could search through it, and like I was okay with that way of auto crafting. You'd click on the thing, and it would put the blocks in that you would need. But like, I don't know. There's just something about the current execution I just don't like.
Yeah,
I can't really tell you why.
It's kind of halfway between. It's that awkward halfway step. I would rather play without it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Looks like we're running out of time. Are there any other things you would like to talk about that we've not even touched on?
No, you've been very organised. You've covered basically everything. I'm impressed.
I'm surprised I managed to, actually, to be honest. It's obviously my first time doing this kind of show. I'm nervous. I don't know how you're feeling.
I was pretty nervous. I'm feeling chill now. You're
Yeah.
doing a great job, though. I must admit.
Thank you. And you've been a wonderful guest.
Oh, thank you.
As was Mess too. I mean, I've played games with Mess before, but having her on the show and just talking back and forth, yeah, you've both been wonderful. So we do just only have a few minutes left, and I'm sure you can imagine what's about to happen if you've been watching.
Yeah.
So it's come to my attention that you might actually be working with the Combine. And we might not want you on the space station giving out intel. So,
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
The gig is up.
Yeah. Now, unfortunately, because I had to resize things, I need to move a couple things around. Any questions from the chat while I do this? Any questions, things you wanted to ask and didn't think to ask? Bent says, definitely was fun listening. Thank you. I've got 1 or 2 there. Discord. Ah, right, delete. Crap. It's expected for me to be a little unorganized first episode.
No, I'm very impressed with the set.
Thank you.
It was great.
Spent a couple days working on these. Like, I didn't just like go from 0 to this is done. I tried all sorts of different things, which is why it took a while. As I'm sure you understand with like editing.
Yes.
The final project is only a fraction of what you've done. That fits. There we go. Right, so you're now in the airlock. So how do we know? Oh, hold on. I need to close the door on you. Otherwise, you could just leave. But we've trapped you in the monitor, so you can't walk anywhere. There we go. So, how do we know that you're not working with the Combine? How can you prove it?
I have a crowbar somewhere. I don't know if that's... I don't have it on me, though. So that's not great. That's not a great start to any kind of bargaining for my life. I do in fact have... a limited Gordon Freeman. I don't know if it'll focus on that.
Yeah, if you hold
Gordon
it...
Freeman minifigure.
Hold it next to your face.
There we go.
There it is. Nice. I saw that like 10 years ago or something on a shelf, and I didn't buy it, damn it.
Yes. But then again, it does look like I've just captured Gordon Freeman, so that's probably not great for my case either.
Ah, no, that's true. Is that the real Gordon Freeman? Have you just shoved him in a box?
Yeah, no, this is the... I'm actually the G-Man. He's in stasis right now. His time hasn't come.
See, I've been into all the Half-Lives. Like, as soon as each one released, like I dove in and I loved it. And eventually, like, spoiler alert, but eventually when I do a face reveal, after that, I'm going to cosplay a few things, and one of them is Gordon Freeman. 'Cause I'm pretty sure I can pull him off. I've got that kind of look already. So, he's near and dear to my heart.
I look forward to seeing it.
So, I have some pretty damning evidence that you're a Combine spy, unfortunately. Is there anything else you can say or show that you're not? Because, I mean, you've already, unfortunately, just shown that you've captured Gordon Freeman. Is there anything else?
Yeah, I do have a Resistance Lambda T-shirt, but I don't know where it is, so I can't help you with... I can't...
Okay.
I have very little evidence on me.
Okay, well, unfortunately, you've actually provided us, not with Gordon Freeman, you've already provided us the evidence that you're a Combine. If you look behind you, you've got all these Combine notices and report the vote.
Does sign not count for anything?
I mean, no, not really. No.
That's pretty damning, isn't it? I can't...
Yeah, you've got all these Combine decals, report the vote. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't really argue with them on that one.
I'm afraid the jig is up. We got to send you out the airlock. Before you go, is there anything you'd like to mention, shout out? Obviously, there's your YouTube. Bence has sub to it. He's going to check your videos out later. Thank you, Bence. Anything you want to shout out?
Pretty much just thanks for having me. This has been a lot of fun. I don't do stuff like this very often. It's been great.
Oh, it's been lovely having you here, actually. And I look forward to next time if you manage to survive out there in deep space. See ya.
I'm just a TV screen, so I should be fine.
I mean,
just don't unplug me.
Maybe.
Just leave me plugged in, please.
Okay. Bye. And he's out in deep cold space. It's a shame we're getting through these guests, like, disposing of them so much. It'd be nice to have them back. Okay, so we do have one more guest of the night, that's Fushi. He hasn't actually spoken in chat. Let me see if he's watching. No, he may be not right here, so I need to contact him and see where he is, because his spot is in 1 minute. In the meantime, feel free to go and get your drinks, snacks, whatever that may be. Thank you to FuniDev for the follow a little while ago. I'm trying not to interrupt conversations with discussion of the stream. FuniDev's already gone, but I did type in chat response of some kind to him. So, stick around, we'll be back shortly with Fushi. I'm going to put some music on again. Unfortunately, I already closed it, so I'm going to reopen it. And is this the right? No, we're not listening to this track. Yeah, that'll do. Alright, I'll be back very shortly with Fushi.
Hello. Oh. Uh.
Oh, I was muted on stream. Apologies, everybody.
Muted on stream.
Yeah,
You're good.
I messed that up. So yeah, Fushi is ready. We're just trying to get him visually on set. Hold on. Hold on. if I switch to camera and then click... Why aren't you showing up? Wait, if I do a screen share it might work. Where's your avatar?
Question, where is my avatar?
Uh-oh. Technical difficulties.
But if I wait, whoa, wrong thing to share. If I did this, do you see mine now?
You're showing Discord, that's it. Wait, you see you. How do you see you?
I don't know. I see yours as blank and I see mine as
You see yours as an avatar?
yeah.
I don't see yours as an avatar. Hang on. Hang on.
Oh, I'm playing telephone now.
I don't know what's going on. I can't see yours. So right now you see mine as black screen, yeah?
Yeah, and I see the green light up around it too.
And what do you see for you?
Mine with the gray background.
I just don't see it. I'm going to restart Discord.
Okay.
I don't know what that is, why this is happening. Usually when you have a conversation on Discord, you get to see like a little preview icon of them. That can happen with the circles, but when you start screen sharing, it comes up as a big rectangle, and it's a higher, it's a bigger resolution, not necessarily. It's a bigger image, better for the capture for the set.
Okay.
I don't see it still. Tell you what, just take a little screen snip of your rectangle and I'll put that on.
How big do you need it?
Just do a direct screen snip of your rectangle. Actually, no, forget it. I know what to do. Alright, so I'm just doing a normal voice call with you. Your icon will light up. I will just crop Discord down to your icon, which is tiny, and maximize it.
Gotcha.
Let me get it big screen so I can actually reach the pixels. Properties. That is a slight issue. Oh no, leaking no, it's okay, it's already cropped. No DMs leaked. Except me talking about you using the everyone thing. Let me do that. Ah! Yes! That's almost it.
You so close.
The cropping is relative to the original size, so because I've... Oh, that just means I can resize the window! Yeah! I'm resizing Discord and it crops for me. Perfect. Then I'll just shift it over to yours.
Oh, that's smart. Oh man, look at you. Look at you, big brain over here.
Reduce the right crop from 450 to 350. There we go. Increase left crop from 650 to 750. A little bit more. Increase the top from 60 to 160. No, not that far. 130. That's nearly it.
We almost see it. We're almost there.
And then big. Alright. And I will continue messing with this while we chat. So, FushiEntertainment. What's up with that name? What's Fushi, and why did you go with FushiEntertainment?
So I'm under the impression that Fushi is immortal, or immortality. I can't remember which one in Japanese, right? and I was gonna go with a different language, but they all kind of sound funky. So I was originally just gonna be Fushi, but turns out some other person on Twitch has that name. Pretty common, I'm finding out everywhere. So I
Okay.
had to add the entertainment bit at the end. Um, I did, however, go by like other names like Rainy Day and Cheap Tidal Wave and stuff like that
Yeah,
in the
I've seen
past
that.
when I tried making content, but never really stuck. I didn't really like them personally.
Okay. So it's not very clear on this, unfortunately, because of the resolution. But your avatar, your brand new avatar, is you with a lot of tears and an infinity sign. Is that right?
Oh, it's bubbles. Oh my god.
Oh, is it? The way it's
Yeah,
crisscrossing, like on the underside of your eyelids, makes it look like tears.
I asked for them to be like zero gravity bubbles.
I see.
Yeah, just because I do, however, suffer from severe depression. It's all chemical based. It's all like my brain is just severely goofed, and so I thought it might as well add it into the avatar because why try to hide that, you know?
I understand the expression of the face on that, yeah. But then it's just unfortunate that with the bubbles, it makes it look like tears. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well.
They actually were supposed to be tears. I just thought it was aesthetically pleasing to have like tears that turn into bubbles that just kind of surround everything.
Okay. Oh, him beer Esser. Is that the one who made the avatar?
That would be my artist.
Ah,
my
welcome.
lovely-
No, it's you did a good job. It's just it's unexpected. Put it that way.
Why you gotta be so sad all the time?
Yeah.
It's a brand thing.
So, did you get people to present questions in your Discord?
I mean, I asked. I didn't add everyone. I sent them to your channel. So if any of them do have questions or pop in, I'm pretty sure they'll put it into chat.
1 second. I'm just going to check your Discord, but it does mean messing with Discord, so I'm just going to cover that. There you are. You are, yeah. What's your main chat? Discussion. Nothing.
Yeah,
No,
pops
nothing.
up. Yeah, nothing pops up.
Okay. Turn him
Not too
up.
weird.
Yes.
Ah,
That was me. That was me. I turned it down.
okay. I was like, dude, do I need to like start eating my microphone?
I think you're fine. Is the volume good now? Because if it's no good, I can mess with it and make it go further. You remember what I was showing you yesterday or today on OBS to fix your voice issues? Yeah. So I can do a little bit of that to improve it beyond this. Even further beyond. So, what do you do?
What do I do? Like for work or for stream?
I meant for
Or just-
stream, but I mean, you can talk about work if you want. It's just like we've had guests who have covered different games and different creative projects. Like, what is it you create? What's your
So
thing?
I found out as I was brainstorming stuff, like questions that would come up, because I really didn't think about it. Like think about answers to questions until like last minute stuff. I found out I'm a variety streamer. I did, however, start growing on Rimworld, like those colony survivals or whatever. I thought those were awesome. Started doing those, and that's where I actually started getting like building my audience, the ones that still stick around and stuff like that. Started from Rimworld, and then I kind of just jumped around everywhere. Like went to Minecraft streaming, and then was like, oh, I'll do a little bit of Modern Warfare or Overwatch or just whatever I'm in the mood for, you know.
Yeah, because you and I were going to play some Overwatch like last week or whenever it was, and I played with Mess, and then it all went wrong, and then I was like, don't bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we almost played Overwatch together. Almost. Maybe next year once I've got a new CPU, maybe.
You threw me off for a hot second. I was like, next year, and remembered that it's December.
Yeah, that's like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's coming up soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to I don't even have a schedule, like a set streaming schedule. I just show up. Normally, like, you know, I try to make like 2 set days for streaming, but lately it's just kind of been all over the place.
No, I get that. I mean, like, with the world as it is right now, nothing's really according to schedule anyway, so it's kind of expected. In fact, you're kind of on schedule by being off schedule. You're with the rest of the world.
That was what I was shooting for.
Yeah.
It was like, everything else is chaotic. Why should I try to keep things in order when everything else is kind of doing its own thing?
So, where do you hail from?
I am American and I was born in South Dakota. I mean, I live in Denver area. I don't live in Denver, like Colorado. There we go. Big
Colorado.
I live in Colorado.
Yeah.
In that state. I was referring to Denver as the state.
Place named after the native Indian name for colourful.
Yes.
Yes. That's the only thing I know about Colorado.
And mountains. You gotta remember the mountains. Yeah, we've got those. But yeah, that's where I'm at, and I was born in South Dakota, so it's like the colder areas are probably my favorite thing.
So, I'm assuming it's pretty hot out there then.
It can be. The plains in Colorado gets pretty toasty, but up in the mountains it stays in a decent temperature.
Some people in chat thinks that's where South Park is. That's
Yes, South
is
Park,
it?
Colorado.
Is it?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there a couple times.
Oh.
They have a brick toilet with a picture of Mr. Hanky above it.
Mr. Hanky, the gift that keeps on giving every Christmas. Or what is it called in South Park? It's not called Christmas, is it?
Yeah, it is Christmas. Yeah,
okay.
South Park, the Christmas poo, or South Park, Mr. Hanky's the Christmas poo.
Yeah, I never really watched much, but I wanted to. I just never. Like, I would watch a few and then I'd kind of get bored. I even tried to marathon it a few years ago because someone sent me the Stick of Truth on Steam. And I was like, oh, I really want to play it, but I want to get the jokes, so I guess I better watch the show. And I started at season 1, I got through, I don't know, 10, 15 episodes. I was like, oh, I need a break. I just never went back to it.
That sounds like me starting new shows.
Yeah. It happens all the time. Sorry, let me just scramble my face a second.
Oh, you're all good.
There we go. So, Himbear wants to know, which game have you had the most fun streaming in general?
Man, that's actually a really tough question, because when it comes to like me having fun, it all kind of, I only play games that I like.
Yeah,
outside of Overwatch.
Of course.
Like, Overwatch is just a time killer in my opinion. But other than that, it's like I only try to stream games that I enjoy. The ones I have the most fun streaming at the moment has to be either Borrow Trauma, which if I get an RP crew, people who actually play the game, that is the most genuine fun you can have. Or
Is Borrow Trauma the sort of QWOP looking game in a submarine?
It's the submarine game. Yeah. It's actually really good. I do enjoy it. Or just so I can sit back and relax, I'd have to go with RimWorld. I was gonna say like Hades, but RimWorld is like my go-to fun stream that I can just sit back and relax and live vicariously through people.
Okay. I mean, I haven't really played much of RimWorld. Can you explain what it is? I mean, sorry, no. I haven't seen much of RimWorld. I've never actually played it. Can you explain it a little bit?
So, RimWorld is a colony survival game that you can pick between a settlement, or like a group of people that have nothing, so that has a story behind it. Ravagers came by, took all their stuff, which would be like nomads. Then you could be a single person starting out, but your end goal is to build your own colony, build your own community or whatever, and then build a spaceship to get off the planet. The trick is everyone has their own needs and all their own like special little abilities. Like, let's say you have somebody really good at mining, but they can't like be social with anybody, or you have somebody with a poor temper, and so when you don't meet their needs and they're like emotions or something like that, they'll break and start like breaking stuff around your colony, or they'll start attacking other colonists, and you got to like figure out ways to like keep them happy, or like, you know, it's colony survival, but having people with actual emotions and stuff you have to pay attention to. Like,
So
you
it's
gotta
it's
pay
kind of
attention to
mix of The Sims in there then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I like to live vicariously. I pick one person in my stream and try to live vicariously through them, go through their like chat logs and stuff like that, and see what they do, and try to like make a joke out of it. Because it goes
What?
as deep as like you open up the chat log, let's say so and so went interacted with another person, and it'll tell you like, oh, they were talking about the void or something like that.
Sorry, I was misunderstanding there. I think maybe some viewers were, because you said you go through the stream looking at the chat, and I thought you were talking about living vicariously through viewers, where you checked their message history.
No, I live vicariously through the people, like the actual characters in the game, because they all have.
Yeah, it just sounded like you were talking about the people watching your stream.
I mean, I could be. I'm very curious about what they do in their lives, but no, yeah, no, I can see the mix up there now.
That's fine. That's fine.
It's a good game. I mean, like I said, it's easy content if you look into like the details of it all. If you just do broad spectrum, like when you're bored or whatever, and just kind of set everybody to do their jobs and just leave it up there, you can do that too. It's an easy game.
No, that's fair. That's fair. So, what was the other games you played? You've played Overwatch, obviously. Do you want to talk about Overwatch, or is that something you want to avoid? Because I think you said it's a bit of a grind or something.
I have a love-hate relationship with Overwatch. Like, I think it's one of like not the best games out there, but dude, if you want to kill some time, you can play like 10, 15 games of Overwatch in 30 minutes, you know?
Yeah.
That's and other games like let's use for example League of Legends, that takes 30 minutes for a match or a round or whatever you want to call it. You know, that's way too long, dude. I got other stuff going on.
Yeah, I hear that. That's why I don't get tied down into games too much. Like if they're RPGs, for example, or MMOs, I don't play any MMOs. I've done it before. It takes too much time. I'd rather play 10 games it takes in the time to play one MMO a good amount.
I mean, I feel that. I do like MMOs, but I don't like paying for subscriptions. So I try like the MMORPG or the stuff along those usually come with the subscriptions or whatever. You know, those games are good, but
I just realised your name wasn't on screen, so I'll fix that now. Sorry about that. Yes, this is FushiEntertainment.
Yes, it's so long, and I wish I could just buy the name from that other dude, but I don't want to spend money.
You reminded me. I actually... Have you seen my Twitter handle?
No.
Okay, so it's... Yeah, let me just... Sorry, I was trying to bring up your Twitch at the same time.
Oh yeah, I see.
It's long, because it turns out there was already a Cragite a while ago. I don't know how long ago, because I made my Twitter quite a while ago. And they were already about. I thought, oh, that kind of sucks. I wonder what they're like. Maybe I can ask them, like, hey. But they're banned, so I can't even get it.
You can't even get the name back.
Yeah, I can't even contact them.
Dude, just contact Twitter and be like, yeah, these guys got banned. Can I have their name?
Yeah, I wish it was. I wish I could do that. I don't think you can. I've not looked into it.
I don't see why they're banned.
Exactly. Yeah. And and I even tried looking on the Wayback Machine. There's nothing there.
Dang, that's unfortunate.
This is FushiEntertainment's link. And we shall have a little browse of their, I was going to say YouTube, their Twitch. Have I tried to put a support? I haven't actually contacted them. I should do.
Yeah.
I have to change that. Yeah. And that, I can't see all my options because it's behind the webcam. There we go. So this is Fushi's Twitch.
Whoa. Wait.
Oh, it's all
We'll see
public.
this. Yeah,
Um,
we'll see that I just got done streaming like this morning, and I was
Yeah.
playing RimWorld.
So that's a little bit of Rimworld, a little bit of Overwatch, more Overwatch. What is this milk thing I keep saying?
That's my intermission screen because I think milk is delicious and healthy for you, but I don't drink it.
Fair enough. Hey, Shaggy, welcome back. Yep, you should probably get the name Shaggy. It would be a lot better than the mouthful that you use. So, you've done RimWorld, Overwatch, Hades, Barotrauma, Just Chatting? What were you up to with Just Chatting?
It's what I do when so I paint my nails whenever I get around to it, black or whatever, but I have a neurological twitch which causes my whole body to tremble. And so it takes me a while to paint my nails. So sometimes I'll just hop on Just Chatting, play RimWorld, and not even just play the game, just let the AI do its thing and paint my nails and just talk.
Oh. That's not the answer I was expecting.
I plan on doing, like, when I move out with a friend, TBD, just whenever they can find a place. I plan on doing cooking streams in the future, but I'm gonna need my own kitchen for that. So
And I see here you also played Skyrim. Do you do much?
yes. Oh, dude, I love Skyrim. Actually, I hop on that whenever I get the urge to just go questing. I guess I don't know about you, but I always get the urge to go do quests, go do an objective that's super easy to just go fill your mind with I need to go do these objectives with my magic and stuff. And I don't know. I just have a special love for Skyrim.
There are some times when it would be nice to go back and play a game, but unfortunately there are too many games that need to be played, so I don't go back to games very much if I've already beaten them. I did try going back to Skyrim with mods, but I just didn't feel the enthusiasm, and I think there were some bugs when I was trying to get it working too. So I have only played Skyrim once, and that was all the way through, and I tried to do it again and didn't. And also, I asked people for what mods I should use. Turns out one of those was a sort of adult mod, and I didn't know, so I stopped it before we got that far. Something to do with escorts or something. So I don't do that.
I use vanilla Skyrim, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I've never modded Skyrim once in my life.
Oh, so do you know Bionicle?
Yes, Bionicles? Dude,
Yeah. So
Bionicles.
there is I think
That's not the game.
no. I think there's a Skyrim mod, Bionicle mod for Skyrim, and I don't know if it ever got finished, but I was in talks with someone years ago who was trying to sort out the team. I could have ended up doing being part of the team for Bionicle mod, but I hadn't played Skyrim, and then it took me years to get around to it, so I just didn't get around to even like sorting that out at all. So it's not really a regret, but it is a path that could have happened and didn't happen.
It's not a regret, but you think about it.
Yeah, it's like when I see people who play Skyrim, I'm like, hey, whatever happened to that Bionicle mod? I wonder. I'll check that after stream.
That's pretty cool, actually. I'm a little upset at the at it saying there's no Minecraft on the games I play down there. It makes me really sad at things I stream when it went on like my Twitch page.
It's just the recently. When was your last Minecraft?
Not that recent, then I guess.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, I'm a little offended. Minecraft was my jam for a bit, and I want to go back to it. I'm waiting for the cave update.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. The cave update looks fantastic.
Oh yeah.
The current caves are too restrictive. Like, sure, you have your mine shafts, but that's also just about as restrictive. You got the what's it called? Not a crevasse. What's it called?
A ravine.
Ravine. Yeah, the ravine. But they're kind of cool. But nothing really cavey, so I'm looking forward to the cave update a lot.
I just want 5G redstone.
I just wish they hadn't told everybody about the what's it called, the Deep Dark mod.
Oh my god, the
mob.
scary place.
Yeah. I
like,
wish they hadn't told
sound.
people. Like, I would have loved to have found that out for myself. Like, what's this giant thing? I don't have any mods installed.
Oh man, yeah, that's. I mean, I hope they make the model look just a little bit like scarier. Like, yeah, it looks scary, but it's just funny to me whenever I see it. It's just even thinking about, because it looks like a Wendigo, but like super buff.
Yeah, it does look very much like a Wendigo. Yeah, I saw some art like the day they announced it, and already it looks really good, the art, but I wish they'd... it's just one of those things, you know. I wish they kept it secret so we could find out.
Right. No, that's fair. Oh, I forgot to add in the games I play Binding of Isaac, since they're dropping a DLC soon, and so that's something that I'm going to be playing like crazy in like the next 2 weeks.
Sorry, I've just been distracted by a comment in chat. There was no Bionicle TV show. I don't know what you're thinking of. There were mini videos online, and there were movies, but there was no TV show.
There was a TV show. I'm almost positive there was. It was on like Disney XD or something.
No.
Do I not have? No, I can't spell.
I was giving the thumbs up to what Shaggy said about Bionicle movies, though. But then Cool Bear put that.
Oh, what's it called? It might be Lego Bionicle. No, it says there's a TV series.
What? What's it called?
There's 4 episodes. Yeah, Lego Bionicle. Yeah, it's Lego Bionicle.
What?
The Journey to One.
Put the link in Discord to me.
There's only 1 episode, and there's a prologue episode. Oh, sorry, that was just the wiki. Here, I'll send you. My bad. That's the wiki I found it on. I thought I had it copy pasted. There. I'm sorry. sorry.
Oh no! This thing is from the reboot. That's not Bionicle. The reboot isn't Bionicle. That's nonsense.
Well, like I said, it was Lego Bionicle. I don't think it's the same thing.
It's just this crappy reboot they made recently. It was so bad. So bad. Essentially, the original Bionicle, it had like proper animations, whether it was 2D or 3D, it was really good. But then this new one, it's just got... It's that really lazy form of editing where you just have like an object for the arm that rotates, an object for the head that kind of like bobs around.
Oh, and
crappy.
They rotate on like a pivot instead of actually being animated to move.
And it's just, it just looks so lazy. The story was like a really watered down things like, oh, beware these skull spiders, like, ooh, and the skull spider lord, ooh. It's just so much worse than the old Bionicle. If the old Bionicle hadn't existed, New Bionicle might have been an okay TV show for kids. But the old Bionicle was like leagues better than this crap.
But like, dude, did you ever play the game?
Yeah, I played all the games.
They were so good.
I was very much into Bionicle back in the day. I own hundreds of the sets still.
They were so good back in the day.
I have 200 or 300 Bionicle sets.
Damn.
And I don't have the full collection. I used to collect a lot of things, and then I stopped collecting things because, you know, can't just keep collecting things. And so now I see people collecting pop vinyls, and I'm like, oh, you can't even, you know, pose those things.
You can't even have them fight each other in actual action moves.
I'm just seeing, what is this TV show? So let's read it out. Actually, why don't I just put it on the screen? It's Wikipedia. I can show that on stream.
Yeah, it's Wikipedia. Oh, it's Netflix based? What?
Alright, here we go. Lego Bionicle, The Journey to One is an American animated streaming television miniseries. You say animated, barely. Miniseries created for Netflix based on the Lego toy theme Bionicle. So that sounds like a cash-in just for Netflix and Lego to work together. That chronicles the events from the 2016 storyline, which is the The series follows the Toa, part organic, part machine
Makuta,
beings.
I remember him.
Makuta, yeah.
The villain.
In their quest to safeguarding the island home of Okoto and protecting its inhabitants from the evils of Makuta. See, that is just a rehash of the original Bionicle. That is fair enough for a reboot, but it's the way they executed it was just so bad. With the,
It was just bad.
yeah. Let me just check what chat said because I missed a bit while I went on that rant. Okay, I'll get back to that in a bit. Consisting of 4 episodes, the series premiered blah blah blah, 2 episodes and a preceding dialogue. The latter 2 were released the following July. So they even spaced it out from March to July. That's not what you do with the TV series, especially not on Netflix. So even their release of the series was bad. For the bad reboots, it all suits it. It all suits each other, I guess. Oh, here we go. Sorry, the premise. On the mythical island of Okoto, the forces of darkness are on the move, and the evil Makuta is working to cast the world into darkness. The desperate island inhabitants enlist 6 heroes called the Toa to help save their beloved island. Only when the heroes are united will they be able to battle the evil forces of evil, defeat Makuta, and save Okoto. Right, that premise on its own is the bare minimum necessary for a Bionicle retelling. They don't go into all the crap from that. Oh, each episode's nice. Alright, I'm not going to go into it. I might just check it out later and then rant about it some other time.
Just go watch it and come back and like.
Yeah, I mean, it's only 4
be
episodes.
like-
It won't take long.
Just to even take like half a day, not even.
So, a few things were said in chat. There's a question. We'll get to that later. Movie night stream where we watch Bionicle movies. I actually talked about streaming and watching movies a little while ago. I'm not going to do it because it's a huge copyright violation. And if you do these watch party things on Twitch, then you need to own the movie to watch it with me. So that's not going to happen. And if you do it via Discord, then that's just as illegal, and I don't want to do that. I mean, people can...
Does everyone else have to own the movie, or does...
In the watch party thing on Twitch, yeah.
Are you serious? Not just you owning it?
That's how people can legally watch it together, by owning it.
But what if we all have hard copies and we can't prove it because we lost it somewhere in our
No. This is a feature. You can watch it together if you own it.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what the watch party thing is.
That's super cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
You're talking about like if I owned it, like if I owned Polar Express and popped the disc into my computer right now and streamed it.
I think this is through Amazon Prime or Amazon TV or whatever.
Oh,
I've not looked into it much, but I did see a streamer was watching The Boys the day after it came out with people, but they didn't have it on screen, but everyone was watching it apparently. Himbeer says, but vinyls are a sham. I understand the allure of pop vinyls because it's the same as any kind of figurines, but then it also lets you have different franchises or whatever all like together in a row. Just like people collect Lego minifigures of characters from completely different like universes, because then they have their little collection of minifigures. So it makes sense, rather than having like a little tiny figurine, like a 4-inch figurine next to a 12-inch figurine, and then your collection looks all janky. I understand that, but yeah, it does feel a bit expensive, and you can't really do much with them. That's the sad thing. At least with Bionicle you could.
You couldn't do anything with them. That's why they were sham.
Yeah, I used to rip apart Bionicles and make things from them. It was great. Yeah. Alright, so going back up, because I overlooked a question which wasn't relative to the topic at hand. Fushi, when you move and get a new place, what kinds of things do you want to cook? What are your favourite things to cook? Asks Himbeer.
Oh god, that's a tough question. I honestly don't know. I tend to cook just just whatever I can find that sounds really good lately. Since I got Invisalign, the braces or whatever, my teeth are
Oh
super
yeah, I've
soft.
heard of that.
So I've had to, learn how to cook. What's it called? Like softer foods, because I used to eat steak all the time and like make pork cutlets, like Japanese style pork cutlets and stuff like that. Um, I'm not too sure what I would actually cook on stream. It'd probably be something fancy. I learned how to do the gotcha pork from Food
Gotcha
Wars.
pork.
Yeah, from Food Wars.
What's this?
It's it's mashed potatoes, specially made mashed potatoes, so they absorb the bacon juices. But it's mashed potatoes wrapped in bacon and cooked to a certain point to where you cut it, it stays firm.
Oh,
It tastes
let me
like
put it on
pork,
screen.
but it's it's super good. It is actually really good. I thought about because it's a pain in the
Oh, Food
butt
Wars
to-
is an anime. I thought you were on about some
Yeah.
American TV show.
No. I made one of those before.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
I branch out. I make just about everything, but I wanted to do one of those on stream because they're actually kind of a pain. Like they're easy, but they're hard to like get the potatoes to stay like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
We've ended up way off topic, but that's okay. That's kind of how this is allowed to go. We're not like according to any solid script or anything. For a moment, let's get back on topic, shall we? So, we're talking about the different games you stream. Oh yeah, right. So, talk us about your stream. Talk us through. Tell us about your streaming career. How has it been getting from 0 to where you are now? At the moment, you're at 47 followers on Twitch. Okay, so the interview's over, guys. Anyway, 47 on Twitch. How has it been? How long has it been? And what do you find to be your challenges?
Hasn't been that long. These are all, for the most part, these are all genuine follows. Like they're for the most part, they're people that come back. I mean, sometimes I don't see the people that follow, like they just pop in, hit follow, and leave, and then unfollow later. Completely understandable.
Oh yeah, that happens all the time.
Yeah, so but like all of it has just been kind of interesting to me because it's been a build up from absolute zero, and just kind of building communities from games that I like to enjoy is something that is strange to me. I never thought that I could actually build small communities, and like it grows every time. Like every week that I stream, I get a couple more people. I bait them with lies and deceit about friendship and stuff. No, I just yeah, it just blows my mind. And and I'm still like people, it's still growing, which blows my mind even more. Like I thought I'd hit a limit, like just a small handful of people, and then just not be able to get past that small handful. But I mean, like even in a couple follows, that I'm gonna hit that new area to where I can actually set more stuff up for my stream, because Twitch is weird. But I'm trying to
What do you mean? Things have changed since I started. So what are you about to hit?
For some reason, it wants me to be at 50 followers for some odd things. I don't understand it. Hold on. Wait, can we do the technical stuff after?
Yeah, that's fine.
We can get into it. I can definitely.
I've heard things have changed since I started years ago, so I'm.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain for some things, but other things a lot easier now. Yeah.
Cool Bear says that you played Noita for a bit.
Oh yeah, Noita.
What's that?
I play Noita like crazy. Actually, that's one that I forgot about, was Noita, the roguelite 8-bit like Falling Sands physics. If you ever played Falling Sands or Pyro Sands, as when you were younger, the Flash game or whatever. it has those type of physics in it, and it's really good.
Oh. Yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah, I've seen this. Yeah. A roguelike in which every pixel is simulated. Yeah, I know the one. Yeah.
Yep.
That's really cool. I never actually tried it. I forgot about it.
It's super good. When it got released in their 1.0, they added a chat or streamer chat integration setting. So when I play, my chat can choose options for me, good or bad. You know, and it's fun because it's either they're like, oh yeah, here's healing stuff, or it's hey, let's wipe out everything in the map so he can't get good.
Twitch integration. A few games have got that. Like there's a Minecraft Twitch integration. I know the developer of that slightly. He lets you use bits to change the game, so it'll spawn the zombies. I think you've seen that stream, haven't you?
I
did a few of those. So there's that. There's the GTA Chaos mod that I've done before. So I understand Twitch integration stuff. Oh, and there was a serial killer thing. Trying to remember the name. Let me check my Steam because I actually have a folder of games which are Twitch integration. Let's have a look. Yeah, I got loads of folders here. I got like achievements to get, bad game marathon, and they were just too bad. Should stream, streamed entirely. Twitch integration, party hard. You go, yeah, you're a stereotypical like 80s, 90s horror killer going around parties killing people.
That sounds pretty cool, actually. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like a Hitman type game, but then the viewers can mess with the game. It comes up with like a new option every few minutes. Sorry, 3 new options at the top of the screen. You just type 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, and it'll do whatever it is.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I got you.
What's this?
So that's basically, yeah.
I've got a folder here. Unsafe for Twitch. Deep Space Waifu and Honeycam Studio. Okay. I don't remember getting those.
It's alright, I have all the Sakura series, so it's cool.
Wait, you can't play that on Twitch?
Well, I think you can't. Wait, they might be too lewd. No.
I think I have to. Yeah, I got Sakura Agent, Sakura Angels, Sakura Beach 2, Sakura Fantasy Chapter 1, Sakura Spirit. And I've played none of them, I think. I think I started 1, but that was it. And then I was like, hang on a sec. I think someone in my chat said hang on. And I was like, oh. And then stopped. So there's no evidence of that. I never said that I played it. You got no proof. Delete the spot.
Delete everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you should definitely play. Check out Party Hard if you like the Twitch integration stuff and that kind of vibe of game.
I definitely. Oh, thank you.
Did Bence just follow you?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're at 48. Oh, sorry. I'm sure I put your link in chat. I'll do it again. Go give him a follow if you like the words that are coming out of his mouth. Go and check it out there. If you can play Nicopara on Twitch, pretty sure you can get away with whatever weeb crap you're looking at. I don't remember what these are. I think these are those
Nicopara
bad
was
dating things. Yeah, Nicopara. Is that the thing with the Stitch teddy bear or something? That rings a bell, Nicopara. I think it happened. Refresh that page, Fushi. Your page. Oh. Nearly one. One more.
One more. All right, time to go play RimWorld for like 8 hours.
Yeah. Nicopara is the lolly cat girl visual novel. Let me just Google this.
Don't they have like multiple series? I have a friend who's obsessed
Oh.
with those.
Yeah, I think they do,
Using
because
friends very liberally too.
I have seen this pop up here and there. I never knew what it was though, and I've heard the name Nikapara multiple times. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of them. Just looking at Google results, like one of the first images is Nikapara number 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it has a lot of
Yeah. You know when you Google things, I'm not showing it on stream. You know when you Google things and it comes up with like the recommended extra things to search?
right.
Yeah, you got a bunch of names of characters and then there's just Smug. And it's,
Smug.
yeah, apparently there's one of them doing smug expression, or multiple doing smug expressions as a
Yes,
meme.
dude, that's my favorite thing. I totally don't have a file of anime girls with smug expressions on their face.
No. Wait. There it is. There's my sad face. No. How did the conversation get to this?
Yeah, where did we go wrong?
We were talking about your progression through streaming. You're trying to hit 50 for technical things. Oh, yeah. How long have you been streaming then?
Only, I think, like 4 to 5 months. My longest VOD or clip, or my oldest clip is from 4 months ago. I think like 5 months, and I started with, I think, 4 followers because it was just a handful of friends I followed on Twitch that followed back.
Yeah.
At the time, and then just slowly worked my way 4 or 6, something around there, because I had like all of my, I think they're all my moderators that were following me.
Do my angry expression. There we go. Disgusting. Doing the whole follow for follow thing. I never did that.
Yeah, no, it was just my friends.
Yeah, that's fair. A couple of like gamer friends I knew caught wind that I was streaming or at the beginning, and they threw me a couple of follows, so I had like a couple. I had more than 0, which was nice. And then since then it's just been a daily grind for over 3 years, and well, occasional days off, and I had like all of January off this year because that's when I started my new job. But aside from that, it's been daily or twice daily, and after this week, no more. After this week, it will just be occasionally because I don't have enough time for anything. Like this stream right now, all the sets took me a couple of days of just extra hours that I wouldn't have normally.
I'm gonna be honest, it looks really nice. It looks.
Thank you.
I like how you got it all set up. Yeah, no, it's good to like. I don't know. I coming from somebody who doesn't have a set schedule and just kind of, I see streaming as my main hobby. I don't like. I have other hobbies, but they don't feel like I'm doing stuff. Like I enjoy entertaining at least one. Like my whole thing was, if I'm entertaining at least one person out there, I should keep doing it because at least I'm making that one person's day better.
I've just realized. Sorry, you carry on, and then I'll tell you something.
I remember when I was like super young, I still idolize C Nanners. He's like he's the dad I wish I had, you know. But I remember like super rough days. I'm like 14 years old, super bad day, super depressed, just want to go home and sleep, and I throw on a C Nanners video. Like I just throw on his playlist of like prop hunt or whatever and just watch that for hours and just like get out of that like mindset so I could finally do homework or something. Like I kind of want to be that to somebody else, at least even if it's one person, you know.
So you were talking about like being sad and everything. Let me cheer you up with your 50th follow. There you go.
Oh, thank you. Oh my god.
I didn't realize I wasn't following.
Well, you saved it for the perfect time.
Yeah.
Now I gotta figure out a time to do a stream for that.
And
Make it worth something, because
and thank you, Himbeer, for the follow as well. As I said earlier, I'm trying not to respond to chat and alerts and everything. I'm trying to make this specifically like a one-to-one conversation with occasional references to chat, because usually I pay too much attention to chat.
that's a-okay. I'm along for the ride, Cragite. I know what I signed up for.
Yeah. I really need to get some better tech and better VTube stuff, because my mouth keeps exploding when I do like a smile. Like, that's fine, but then sometimes it's just like all that at once.
When
Silly.
you get too excited, it just
Yeah.
does its thing.
I think I saw a question. Hold on. The Spirit's Essence thing, talk about that. It was a funny experience. Spirit's Essence. In Noita, I think.
Spirit Essence. So Noida actually has a lot of like deep game lore, a lot of hidden stuff that you have to like play the game to find out, like actually go explore the map instead of just being a roguelite that you just run through or whatever. There's big map. It's a huge map, and there's these orbs hidden everywhere, like essences, that make your game significantly harder. And it took me so long to get to these orbs. It was hilarious, man, because they're the one that took the longest to get to was so underwhelming. Like, you have to swim to the bottom of like the deepest lake in the game to get this orb that just makes you drunk.
Just makes you drunk.
Yep, just makes you miss all your shots. I think it causes explosions around you. I can't remember if that's the other ones, but yeah, it's a trip. It's fun because there's like a secret ending you can get if you can get all 4 of them. Yeah, it's big game.
So, 2 things. One was... Oh, what's happened to my chat? I can't scroll. There we go. One was... Shaggy said... Ah, there we go. Shaggy said, Bence, explain Nikapara. Bence is like, oh no. And Shaggy says, it's a good way to be put on a list. Which then reminded me, oh, I still have Steam open on the other screen. I looked down, and of course we were talking about the Sakura games, because I wanted to see what my playtime on that was. It turns out they've got 3 hours, which makes sense, because that's unlocking the Steam cards. But I didn't realise this entire time I've just had boobs covering your face because of the Steam thing just there. So I'm going to close that now. It wasn't distracting, but now that I've spotted it, it's like, don't want that to accidentally get captured on screen. And Shaggy's uncomfortable with VTubers, apparently, so let me just hold tight a second. Hold tight a second, Fushi. Just need to... Why are you uncomfortable, Shaggy? What's so uncomfortable about this? Huh? There we go.
The only
okay.
time it makes me uncomfortable is when it's super real, like the one you showed me.
Oh, no, I love that. I love it being super real. I'm gonna develop and develop until I get it more and more.
That's the only time it made me uncomfortable, because it was just too real. Like my monkey brain, my monk brain, did not, was not enjoying that. I was like, oh man, that's too real. Like,
no, I love it. I love it. My explodey face. Let me fix it. Jeez. So, yeah, this avatar right now is like the alpha of my versions. It's not even like the beta version. It's not even like 1.0. This is the very bare minimum version of me as a VTube avatar. Like, got the metallic part, you got the hair, sort of the right eye colours, not quite, and dark clothing, dark hair. But it needs a lot of work to be correct at all. I tried doing the hair. It's very difficult, it turns out, and the way these anime avatars are, if you ever look at the root of the hair, it's just kind of flat, which is why all these dangly bits at the front are covering up the roots of the back. If I just have swept back hair, like you can see in my my Twitch icon, it's just going to look really bad. So I need to figure out how to not make it look bad at all. And just changing the clothes on the avatar is so much trouble. I was trying to put a suit on for this interview, this show, and
you're
it's
trying to be fancy about it.
yeah. Like, as I said, I've been working on this thing for like days on and off, and there's some things you just try and you cannot do. And it turns out on the Japanese VTube market, you can get these things, and they cost a lot of money. But then you still got to try and figure out how to get them in. So I thought, okay, well,
figure out how to operate it.
yeah, I was like, okay, I'll try a free one and get that working first, and I couldn't. I even followed tutorials and I couldn't do it. So yeah, this is the alpha version of my avatar, so if you're not happy with it, don't worry, neither am I. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh, that's a mood and a half. Oh my god. You're not happy with it, don't worry. Me neither.
I keep doing a smile expression, and when I let go, it's really sad. Hang on, let me do it again. It's like, no, it's not doing it. It did it just then. It looked like I was really fed up. Nah, can't pull it off. Shag is not happy with VTubers in general, but okay. What's wrong with VTubers, Shaggy? What's wrong with it? Hang on,
What's so wrong with them? I don't know. Like, I think it's great for VTubers so that people can keep their anonymity or
anonymity.
Anonymity.
Oh, I kind of broke stuff. Carry on.
And anonymity. Oh, I see what you did. I see what you did there.
Not sure how.
Yeah, I actually think, like, at first it kind of weirded me out. I was like, oh, like, why are these people, you know, like, it weirded me out that the tracking at first was like getting decent, and then it got regular for me to see it, and I was like, oh, these keep these people from actually having to show their face and show like how they personify themselves, I guess.
Yeah.
And then you know, yeah, I've already told you where I crossed the line, but yeah, I think it's pretty cool because it like a streamer that I occasionally pop in on just started like getting their VTube models or whatever commissioned, and they showed everyone, and obviously it's like their D&D character, but it made me uncomfortable because it's not what they look like, because I know what they look like. It's so like seeing their VTube model and it not look like them or even resemble them in like the slightest, even if it was like gender bent, it doesn't even resemble them.
Oh right. I mean, sometimes people have things that don't look at all like them representing them. Happens all the time.
Like, the anonymity.
Just carry on, yeah.
I can't say the word. Yeah, like keeping that and then showing your face and doing the VTuber thing. Like, I don't know. To me, that's odd because you've already shown your face. Like, people know what you look like. So why try to like show your online presence as, I don't know, but that's just me.
So this is something I've thought about actually, because obviously I'm doing that. I'm using VTubing software. Sometimes people don't want to show their face. Sometimes they don't want to go to the effort of like putting on makeup to cover all the blemishes or whatever. Sometimes they got really bad lighting, so it would actually look worse for having a proper camera on. Some people don't have the best physical environment around them, like they just don't want that stuff on screen, and especially if they're sharing a place, sometimes there are like people or things just in the background that are no good and would distract or make things worse, you know. So yeah. There's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to be on camera. Oh, and another one is giving away your location. Like, you could accidentally do that so much when people can see your room. Have you seen the whole capture the flag thing with Shia LaBeouf?
No.
Okay, so Shia LaBeouf had this flag of "He will not divide us," I think, and people tore it down or stole it or something because it was at this public exhibit. So he tried to make it harder to find. So he put it on top of a museum in France or something on the roof, and then people from, like, I can't remember, it was 4chan or Reddit or something, they tracked it down, they realized where it was, and they managed to get on top of the building. Some people were trying to, like, espionage it by becoming employees of the museum. Some were trying to figure out how to scale up, some were crafting drones to go up on the roof, and so that flag ended up being taken down. So then there were many, like, more chapters to this. You should watch Internet Historians videos on it because it's hilarious. But one of them was just a webcam of the flag in a house somewhere, and people managed to track it down just from that, due to the angle of the light passing it at the certain time of day, due to the sounds in the background, and eventually they got it tracked down so far that it was such a small area, they just took a car, drove around, honked the horn until they found it. It was so easy, according to, like, all that. And the one I think before that was, it was in the middle of a desert or something, and the camera was pointing up at the flag, so you couldn't even see the surroundings. But occasionally, a plane, you know, miles and miles up there, would pass by, and people compared flight records and triangulated from that, and I think from constellations. Yeah, they managed to figure out, like, the relative angles and which planes managed to fit those angles in comparison to each other. Some astronomy or astrology, whichever the right one is, the scientific one, of the constellations to figure out coordinates, and they found it pretty fast, to be honest.
That's, humans scare me.
So that's why you don't want a camera on, is what I was saying. Yeah, that was the point.
Yeah, no, I get where you're going with that, just because I want to try not to dox myself in any, like, by any means possible. Like, even doing, like, kitchen cooking streams, it'd literally just be, like, the kitchen, not moving the camera anywhere else. Like, I'm not about, like, people knowing where I live, let alone, like, I don't think I'll ever get a camera for the fact that I don't think I want people knowing exactly what I look like.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you gotta. I have a crop of my actual face as, like, my Twitch, but you can barely see that. Like.
Oh yeah, totally, yeah.
Yeah.
Shaggy points out that Rob literally doxed himself within minutes of his IRL stream because Shaggy knows the area, and he could guess the area he was moving to before he moved. So yeah. Anyone familiar with the area you're at or in or have been to can figure things out pretty fast. I mean, there are a couple of videos I've got on the Cragite YouTube channel, which is not gaming, and that is me outside, not seeing my face because it's, you know, footage from my own perspective, but you can see the area around me, and someone said straight away, I know where that is. No, I thought, hang on, you could know where it is, but why don't you just tell me where it is then? And they didn't, so I think they were just joking. But you could have figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. That's why I use, whenever I say, like, the state I live in or the area, I say Denver, because that's, like, that's the city. That's the main city of Colorado.
Yeah.
And, like, the areas I do talk about are way deep in the mountains or in the plains. And in the area I live, it's, like, right in between. So good luck guessing. Good luck having fun with that information.
Yeah, I mean, people know what city I'm in, but the thing is, for me in particular, it doesn't matter what city I'm in because I tend to move every few years anyway. I lived in a different city. I'm pretty sure I've said which city before. I lived in a different city for about 8-9 years, and then I moved to this one, and I have been in this city before. So even if you do figure out where I am or whatever, I'm not really tied down to things, so I could end up moving anyway, so it doesn't matter in the long run. So I don't mind too much people knowing this city. Yeah.
That's definitely a good way to look at it.
But when people figure out exactly which part, that's a problem. And then it's time to move.
I definitely, that's one of my bigger fears about just growing in any sort of way in social media.
There was a big streamer, I can't remember who it was. People figured out how where he was, like his address and everything. So, you know, he got fed up with it, he moved. Instantly people knew where he was, where he'd moved to. After all that effort. So even then, it's not a catch-all, it's not going to solve everything necessarily.
Yeah, and I mean, being more enclosed about your life probably is what'll keep people from finding you easier. Because, like, of course they'll find you, or you know, somebody might recognize you, but that's in the future. Nobody has to worry about that now.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest problems really aren't so much giving away your location in general. It's the things you accidentally show on stream, like on your desktop. I've given away information accidentally on stream. In fact, one of them was my exact address, because it turns out on Steam, when you go in the marketplace, now, when you're about to pay, it comes up with all your details to confirm that it's you.
That's odd.
Yeah, I hate it.
I never actually... Most I've shown is like Steam stuff. I've never... And Discord.
People accidentally... Go on.
I was just gonna say, like, I think just Discord, like actual lobbies, no DMs on stream, just because I make sure to close everything down before I start streaming, because I am way too paranoid about doing exactly that.
No, that's good.
I think I told you earlier, I don't keep stuff open very often. I go through my history tab.
Oh, I do.
To find it. Yeah, so it's like, even if I just have, like, you'll see if I open up like my Google, like my Chrome, you probably just see like me watching Hulu or something, and that I just kept that open because I was coming back to the episode after work. Like that's as much as you'll see.
Yeah, I do that. I keep things open to go back to later, but then it turns out to be a lot of stuff over time. The thing that people often dox themselves on is their emails, because they go to sign into anything at all on stream, and it comes up with it. Like, what do you do then? Nothing. It's too late. You've shown it. Or like the phone number might come up for verification purposes or whatever. It's a pain. That's why it's always best not to put things on screen unless you have to, or at least until you've vetted what it is. Like, sometimes people... Oh, you really need to be careful. Sometimes people will raid you or whatever. They might gift you subs or whatever, and then you go check out their socials, and it's completely inappropriate. So just be careful of that, Fushi.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes people do it deliberately to mess with people. Sometimes it's an innocent mistake. But you go to their channel or their Twitter, and sometimes people go to their Instagram, and it's just, no, that shouldn't be on stream. It's too late now.
Normally Twitter's pretty good about like asking if you want to see mature content or whatever, but I know Instagram will just straight up like drop the pictures right there. It's like, yeah, cool.
Yep. Gotta be careful. And sometimes people... Well, actually, no, I'm not going to discuss that because I'll just give people ideas. But yeah.
Just coming up with weird ideas for weird people. Sweet, this is what this has turned into. I'm okay with this.
No. I already know too many things how people can screw each other over. I don't want to tell them how.
I don't want to give them ideas.
Yeah. Art section of Twitch is the same. What do you mean? Whereas you just walk in, you're like, oh, what's this? Whoops, I'm out.
Bunch of NSFW on art.
Yeah. The whole body painting thing, I understand it's an art form, but this used to be a gaming website.
Nah, dude, it's an entertaining website, because I know people did a lot of cool stuff on like IRL, on the IRL section before that started breaking off into different sections.
Oh, Shaggy's saying art section just turned into porn. Okay. Well, I'll check your claims after stream.
Yeah, I'll check it too,
Yeah.
just to double
make sure.
check.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh no, exploding mouth. Let me fix that. There we go. You know, we've actually run over time.
I noticed.
Yeah, we've just rambled a lot. Because I mean, I already know you. You already know me. So
yeah, it's not a getting to know each other. Well, I mean, I like the questions, and we did bring up a lot of good topics about being not showing your face or like giving locations away, like trying not to be more out there with like yourself instead of, you know, that was, I like that because that still has me thinking about a lot of stuff.
Yeah, you really gotta be careful. So the thing is, because you haven't streamed for very long, there's not a whole lot to cover. We've covered all the games you've streamed, and we've covered your whole progression, kinda, because there's not been lots of it. What about projects? Like, what do you want to do? Obviously, you can play games, but do you have any aspirations?
Like what I want to do with my channel.
Well,
or
streaming live or outside. Either.
Yeah, outside or
both.
So right now I want to just build on the Twitch channel until it gets a small community built around it, and then after that I can look forward into, you know, integrating that into doing other hobbies that I enjoy. Like I said, doing like cooking streams, or what I've been looking forward to when the whole, you know, pandemic of the whole entire world settles down, as in America learns how to stay inside. I want to go to school for nutrition stuff, because keeping other people healthy is probably the best way to feel like I'm helping. So outside of that, it's find a way to use my hobbies to help with what I want as a main hobby, because I do have a bunch of little projects. Like I do art. I have a lot of art projects that I want to do but just never get around to. I want to collect a bunch of stuff, but I also like being healthy and going outside, and so it's hard to balance all of that.
What I recommend for that is what I was doing a few times but haven't managed to keep it up. Going out at 5:30 in the morning when no one else is out, because it's, I mean, I was doing it in the summer when it was kind of hot, but at that early time of morning it was nice and cold, so you can, you know, sweat and not overheat. Going for a run just in the early morning. Nowadays, maybe not so much in the cold, but like, what's it like in your climate about 5:30 in the morning?
It's actually just depends on the biggest joke that you have in Colorado is that you'll never predict the weather here. The weatherman's always wrong, because we have mountains on one side, plains on the other. When the wind hits the mountains, it sends either all the weather backwards or south or north. You know, it's when they hit the mountains, you can't really tell which way the weather's going to move, or weather coming over the mountains type of thing. So 5 in the morning right now, since it's cold as hell. It's probably got like, what would it be, 18 degrees outside.
Is that Celsius or Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit. So it'd be, oh god, I just talked to somebody about this.
What's freezing? What's water freezing in Fahrenheit? I forget.
31 or 32.
Okay, so pretty low then. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe not going out and running then, but if you run fast and hard and build a lot of heat, then maybe just don't go out there and expose yourself for too long.
No, you normally wear, like, if you do see people out that early, they're all buttoned up. We're all out here. We're all used to the weather. We all kind of dress accordingly for what you need. Because in the summertime, you're right. That'd be really nice to do. And just to kind of get back on top, because you brought up.
I was just going to say one last thing there. You said about wrapping up all year, because of the global situation. I've been just wrapping up as much as possible, because then you take it all off and you haven't touched anything. The clothing has. So I've just been wearing my my long coat, my my leather gloves and mask the entire time, and I would wear a hat too, but as mentioned earlier in the stream, you know, you can't wear fedoras, and I don't really have many hats, so I just don't wear a hat.
Gotcha.
So I get the whole wrapping up thing. I've been doing it all year, and now that it's actually starting to get cold, because I've been wearing so much, I'm not used to not being hot enough, you know?
No, I got you.
Wrapped up for too long.
Your body's regular heat is used to being warm all the time because you're all bundled up, and then it gets colder, and your body's like, it's really cold.
So, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, go ahead, because
I was just gonna say, you go back to what you were about to say to wrap back round.
Oh, cool. No, because I could ramble on forever about body temperatures and stuff like that. But we were on a good topic about where I wanted the stream to go, because
aspirations.
Yeah, what I want to do is like I kind of want to get IRL streaming with friends, where it's like basically doing tabletop board games. Like getting people like in an area to do tabletop, but with restrictions and everything. And dude, you know how hard it is to find IRL friends, like people in real life that want to actually
it's pretty hard in 2020.
Yeah, like not only be on camera, but like play board games for an extended amount of hours together without being like...
Absolutely, I understand the struggle.
Yeah, but like stuff like that, like getting more integrative stuff, like I said, hobbies, you know, doing stuff with other people in groups, and like trying to get things set up to be like campaigns or stories or arcs, so that you look back from the future and you can start an archive of it and make actually stories for people to watch if they really wanted to, you know, stuff like that. That's kind of where I want the future of my channel to be.
That sounds pretty cool. So there's nothing you're gonna work on for now?
Oh, right now, so outside of my job, I've just been struggling to get my body back into, you know, health. I told you a couple issues I was having before, but even before that, I lost a bunch of weight. I think like 5 weeks ago, I lost like 30 pounds. Just out of nowhere, and got really sick. I got tested for COVID, and it wasn't that. But
try not to say it, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it just happened randomly. So I've been trying to get like my actual body back into shape, because like I was working out and stuff like that, turned into a skeleton, and I went from eating like 5,000 calories down to like I was only able to eat a little bit before I just felt like I was gonna die, and then had my teeth stuff, my Invisalign, so I couldn't eat what I regularly would eat. Would be like a big like 1 pound steak and potatoes and cheese, or like coleslaw or something. That's what my normal meals on a day-to-day basis would be. Like that would be dinners, just because I worked out a lot, you know. And so I had to like regulate, find out what I could eat. I found out now, but now it's like getting back into it, because I can't do much. I can't take care of other people or take care of other things if I can't take care of myself.
Of course, yeah, you got to put yourself first before you're able to do things. Unfortunately, a lot of good people don't do what they need to because they think of others first, and it's an easy trap to fall into. I mean, I've done it a few times, and I'm trying to do the opposite now. I'm trying to be before doing other things. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well,
happens, but that's my project.
Speaking of like doing the right thing and being careful, and I mean, you know, it's kind of dangerous having you on this space station, so I'm just going to escort you to the airlock. So it's time to wrap up. The oxygen in this station isn't designed for us running overtime. We're already 20 minutes over, so...
Oh man,
yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I would put you in the shuttle pod, but as you can see, it's just not there. It's that's not part of the set.
It's actually really cool. I like it. Yeah, dude, thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
It was fun. It was actually interesting. You asked me questions I didn't know that I had answers to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you don't know what you do know. You don't know what you don't know. Sometimes. Cragite commits manslaughter to avoid awkward goodbyes. No. This isn't an awkward goodbye.
This isn't awkward. I'm just being ejected into the endless void of space.
So, before you go, anything you want to mention, shout out, or anything? Obviously, there's his Twitch. Go check him out there. Follow him.
No, you were a wonderful host. Thank you. I think these are really cool, and you should do more of them.
Thank you. Well,
you did a really good job setting it up. That's my shout out. Shout out to you, Cragite. you killed it on this one, man.
Thank you. Well, as lovely as the praise is, I'm afraid I can't keep you on here. I'm closing the door.
Okay.
Wrap up tight. It's cold out there. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Now that greedy guy is no longer using up all the oxygen, it's time to wrap up and retire for the night. So, hope you've all enjoyed. I certainly have. I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out. It was actually a lot of fun. With any kind of new project like this, you got to be a little nervous that things are going to not work out. And as you can tell by where is it? As you can tell by the splash screen, we did have one thing go wrong at the very start. Our first guest, unfortunately, wasn't very well. So we had to reschedule things, but it worked out in the end. Everything was good. So thank you all for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit the follow button. I am changing the way the stream works, as mentioned earlier. I've been streaming daily pretty much every day for over 3 years now, and that's changing. I will now be streaming occasionally as of the end of this week. This week I have off work, so I'm doing once or even twice a day with streams. Took a little bit of time today and yesterday to get all this ready. And you can see, like, there is the potential for doing some really fun stuff if I have the time to get it ready. But if I'm just working until 5:30 or later if there's enough work, and then go have dinner, then start streaming, there's just no time to work on projects, which is why I need to change this. I need to stop streaming every single day so I can make things. So speaking of making things, I'm working on videos coming to the More Cragite YouTube channel, and eventually one for the Cragite YouTube channel. There are daily releases on the Cragite Archive YouTube channel, which has all of the streaming VODs, over 1,200 on there. All sorts of different things, different games and formats, and sorted into playlists as well. So go and check all those out if you enjoyed any of this. I'm sure you'll enjoy some of that too. There's probably a game in there that you very much enjoy, or one that you always thought, I'll have a look at that at some point. I am working on some short compilation videos from the streams, some funny videos and some other stuff. They will be coming to the More Cragite channel. That's for the fun and little short videos. And I am working on VTube stuff too, because, as I said, this is like the alpha version of the avatar. I need to do a lot of work on this. And eventually, I'll get some new parts in the New Year sale and be able to do much more with my computer. So thank you all for tuning in, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next stream. Bye.